The 2025 PGT season is officially underway as we take you to the final table of Event 1. It's a $5,000 buy-in at the PokerGO Studio at ARIA Resort and Casino. Let's go inside right now and meet the players. My name is Remko Rinkema. Donnie Peters alongside me in the booth, and the final table couldn't be more stacked. If I try to put together a lineup myself, we'll introduce these players in just a few moments here as we see Mr. Lucky Chewy take center stage with a massive chip lead, just shy of 4 million chips. John Riordan, Nick Schulman, Patrick Leonard, Matthew McEwan, Erik Seidel, and Daniel Beres complete today's lineup. It's going to be a good one. And with double points up for grabs, the cash is not the only thing that matters, as there's $117,600 up top for the winner and $16,800 guaranteed for 7th place. The points race, of course, during the last chance, hot and heavy,
yeah, it was a good day
but you're
yesterday.
better off getting to a good start in 2025 and get yourself in a position to make the top 40 to qualify for the $1 million PGT Championship free roll at the end of this year. I mentioned his name already, Patrick Leonard, Pads. Good to have him in the studio. I'm sure he'll have plenty of fans here watching. I've been told his presence in this event has been shared in his many group chats, so if you are here from the Pads channels, please be welcome and let us know in the chat where you're watching from. Very much appreciated as we pick up the action on hand number 1. McEwan in the small blind. King 8 offsuit. He's going to just limp in as we play 15K, 30K with a 30K big blind ante. Action on a Leonard in the big blind. Leonard
Pretty cozy in this room.
opts to check.
You mean that in a good way or a,
Yeah.
yeah?
I never heard of cozy.
I prefer the like center room.
I mean, yeah.
Or the center table personally, but yeah.
You don't like cozy?
I don't like being cozy with you guys.
Me excluded, of course, it's the rest of you guys.
I think he was actually talking to you specifically.
I mean, he'd be up there on the.
McEwan decides to check on Jack 8 Deuce Rainbow.
Oh no!
Oh, look at this.
Wow, my friend.
In the is that a glass?
It sure is.
Eye out in front.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Paz decides to stab here for 65,000. The purple chips worth 25,000 apiece. The blues are worth 5K, so easy to keep track here with 2 colors in play. I'm sure we'll get the yellow 100Ks added shortly, or perhaps Mr. Chewy already in possession of those with that massive chip lead of well over 100 big blinds. And McEwan with King High is going to make the call here. Pads, a little peek back at the cards, got backdoor hearts potentially, but Queen on the turn will put a stop to that as the pair of 8s from McEwan is going to be best here. McEwan is going to play it coy and check again.
See, John? The goose hand one. Yeah. She's out here.
Leonard checks behind, perhaps signaling that he's done with this hand. 1 stab is all he can afford as the Jack of Hearts on the river completes the board. We all know Pads, the king of social media poker strategy analysis. Go find him as well on Instagram and Twitter, and I'm sure he'll give you a run-through of the hands he played at this final table as well after the action concludes.
10 seconds.
Didn't drop in here.
McEwan, happy to take this to showdown. Pads now with a little chip shuffle on the enormous rail that some people sometimes complain about because it does alter your seating position a little bit. These tables very different from the average tables that you at home might see in your local card room. Of course, that flashy LED screen.
Time extended.
built into the rail. McEwan, by the way, fresh haircut, very sharp beard line. This man knew that he was going to be on TV today. And here comes Leonard. That looks like 50K. That looks like perhaps somewhere around 80,000.
10 seconds.
Excuse me, I'm looking at the wrong colors. Of course, that is those are the 25K. So 315,000 is the bet. Got my blues and my purples confused. At least that would have been correct if it was reversed, because then it would have been 90,000. But instead, it's 315,000. Leonard comes with the overbet.
Time extension.
The way we look at it right now, could be representing a jack for value. Checking back when the queen popped up on the turn. Leonard now telling the story that he's going to go for big value on the river here with trip jacks. The question is, will McEwan see through this?
10 seconds.
If you're playing against someone like Pads, sometimes you got to be willing to take marginal spots, or else he'll run all over you. As soon as this hand is over, I'll have a look at the chat, see what's going on there. But once again, welcome to everyone watching on YouTube and on PokerGO. The PGT Kickoff will be live every single day, today through Saturday.
Really?
You can check out the schedule on PokerGO.com/schedule.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
We have 4 5Ks and a 10K with double points.
Time extension.
And McEwan here burning some clock as he decides what to do. And there it is. The King-8 ends up in the muck, and Leonard with the overbet gets it done.
Mini?
First blood for the Brit. And we are officially off to the races. All right, we got some NFL talk in the chat. We got lots of people tune in already. Jason Zambricki, a member of The Rail on YouTube for 19 straight months. Jason, thank you so much for always being with us. We got Miami in the house on PokerGo. Lots of Pads fans.
Yeah.
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 One you don't have?
It's not the style that John turned me on to.
You don't want to get.
You know you get all the credit for me wearing these, right? You told me about them.
Appreciate that.
Of course.
It's nice to know I made a contribution to the game.
Oh, absolutely. Sure, you've made many.
Here's our chip leader under the gun, picking up ace-king. Daniel Beres, one of the lesser-known players at this table, decides to let it go. And we have a quick look around the table for the first time. Riordan with the trademark hoodie. Nick Schulman, of course, one of the legends of the game, hopefully entering the Poker Hall of Fame in 2025, as he just turned 40 years old.
10 seconds.
Quick round of folds, and Chewy gets it done pre-flop. All right, what else we got going on here? We got Newcastle in the house. Robert Smith rooting for Pads. Seeing some more British flags here.
Wow.
Just waiting for a follow-up.
40K? Wow. What was that?
Where is he? Why is he not here?
I don't know. Maybe Florida? Or maybe taking a
right.
little break?
Well, I mean, that seems unlikely.
He was alluding to a little break to start the year, but
Yeah,
I
I've
don't
seen
know.
him allude to these things.
I know, and then there he is.
There he is. Playing.
Ren.
Oh.
Yeah.
Florida.
Is he? Like you saw his name?
Instagram story, he was squeezing.
That's
deuce three
a
off.
good sign that
And he said he
he's
used
there.
like 3 time extensions.
Yeah.
Who they talking about? Who they talking about?
Ren Lin?
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Lady Gaga?
I didn't know he had Instagram.
Renlin not at the kickoff,
Me neither.
unfortunately.
John's a big Instagram guy.
I just search Remlin every day.
Not a bad person to search.
Nick Schulman getting into action here with ace-jack, makes it 90K. Blinds are up now to 20K, 40K. And Leonard lets go of the ace-10 on the button. And Chewy quick with the defend, 6-4 off. Quick shot here for father, brother, watching from New Orleans with 8 inches of snow. So he's inside watching poker. Everyone stay safe out there. I know that there's a huge cold front covering most of the USA. It's even cold in Las Vegas. I believe I walked the dog this morning and the temperature said 29 degrees. That's not very common here in Las Vegas.
10 seconds.
Chewy checks to Schulman, who
Time
tosses out a
expired.
bet of 120,000. So half pot here on 8 deuce 3, 2 hearts. Inside straight draw here for Lichtenberger, out of position. It's going to come with the call. Schulman started this hand with 38 big blinds and the 8 pairs on the turn.
Okay.
Two quick checks here, bringing us to the river where the ace of hearts completes the board. Third ace out there. Schulman getting the check mark here. Let's see if Lichtenberger has any ill intentions here of trying to steal this thing away as the potential flush completes. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Chewy reaching for the big chips. And 340,000 is the bet. We go about 75% pot here. Schulman does have 1 heart. Perhaps his hand just too strong. And he does make the call. And Schulman is going to rake in a really, really nice one here, up to 2.1 million, solidifying himself as the closest contender to Lichtenberger, who releases a few chips here right off the bat.
Oh.
Poker Chat Pro says Leonard and Seidel could star in the next Breaking Bad. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Give me your give me your best poker players in famous movies. I could see Nick Schulman perhaps in that movie. Is it called Drive? Is it Ryan Reynolds? It is. I would like to see Nick Schulman in Drive. Driving a sports car. I think that would be a perfect match. D. Roz says, we call Beres the Terminatoro. All right, let's go, Terminatoro. Beres has cashes dating back to 2007, so he's been around the block quite a few times. Most recently cashed in a WSP bracelet event in 2024. Plays mostly smaller buy-in events. It's good to see him at a big final table like this one. Could get his largest ever tournament score. As we go back to the action here, Seidel makes it 80K with ace-7 suited, and Chewy just goes for it with king-jack suited. Applying that pressure with the big stack.
10 seconds.
Beres looking down at the suited ace.
Time extension.
Perhaps getting flashbacks from aggressive plays Chewy made late last night. Just one of those hands that you don't like folding, but ultimately you know that better spots will likely present themselves in the coming orbits, and Seidel also forced to let this one go, and big stack poker gets it done for Chewy.
Gonna be my
All
move.
those hot pairs last night.
I beat you to the
True
punch.
story.
You were there too?
Yeah.
True story.
I ordered the, I love the
Yeah.
short rib, the beef, and they didn't have it, so
not as good as us.
Very true.
Got my Ryan's confused there. Of course, it's Ryan Reynolds. I know that.
I didn't do it.
Here's a look at the road to the championship, the PGT $1 Million free roll, happening again at the end of 2025. The top 40 will be eligible. It's going to be a $1 million prize pool, just same as this year, which is absolutely massive. And you, at home, can win a seat. Look at what exclusive opportunities we have available for fans and viewers on pgt.com/dream-seat. pgt.com/dream-seat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please
Go out for normal dinner.
give yourself a chance to play in that event. I had the opportunity to talk to some annual PokerGO subscribers at the studio at this year's championship, and I must say it was really cool to meet you all, and I hope we see many of you in the Dream Seat Invitational in 2025. So give yourself as many chances as possible. We'll do some giveaways again over the course of the year. Got to give a shout as well to Jason Charter. Says it was -12 here last night in Omaha.
It's like the
Oh boy.
it's like seafood enchiladas.
Yeah, I know.
It's good. But yeah, the
Seidel,
short ribs,
80K.
like one of my favorite things.
King 10 suited, and Beres in the small bit is going to make the call.
Yeah,
there.
they give me the plan B.
It's really filling.
Top pair for Seidel.
I was just end up eating like a
Not
whole
much out there
bucket
for
of chips
Beres.
and salsa.
Yeah, I get at least 2 of those.
2? That's strong.
Yeah, I'm a strong guy.
The salsa,
When it comes to chips.
the salsa is really gets me. The salsa is so good.
10 seconds.
They have good Mexican food in the UK or no?
No.
No, I don't think so.
If you like short rib, Mott 32 in Palazzo is the best I've ever had.
Mott
Seidel
30.
continues for 115.
It's it's absolutely
Gets this one
incredible. Yeah.
done. Shout out to one of our moderators, Jimmy Bluffett. Says hello from St. Bart's.
Latitudes, like right
Enjoy
off-
the
right
coal,
off of
the
that
coal
mountain.
Sorry,
suckers.
Side of it,
Damn.
it's like on
Yeah,
the water.
I'll,
Brutal.
yeah.
And they do this like bone-in dinosaur bone short rib. It's like one of the best short ribs. I've
Jimmy
ever had.
Bluffett just rubbing it in our
Never been
faces.
to France.
I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind for when the weather's great in Vegas.
No one ever tells me they go.
Which,
and
of
they have a
course,
good
is
time.
most of the
People
year.
always complain, so
Yeah, I mean, poker players are really spoiled.
yeah.
I had a blast.
Yeah.
A lot of people had a really good time.
Oh,
It's
well.
beautiful. Like the weather's it's good to jump in the ocean every day.
Question about Beres in the chat. I don't know much about him either, but hopefully today we'll get to learn some more about his playing style. From Dana Point, California, 207,000 in career earnings. His largest score to date, 43,000. Third place finish at a 2011 1K at the 5 Diamond World Poker Classic. Going way back.
10 seconds.
Imagine being Beres, and you're on the button facing Riordan and Schulman in the blinds. Just not the greatest spot to try and steal something.
10 seconds.
Jack 9, 3-2 diamonds here as Riordan and Schulman go to the flop in his limped pot. By the way, if you're enjoying the coverage, please smash that like if you're catching us on YouTube. Also, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to provide you more poker coverage every single year. Started out recently also releasing some of the old 2004 bracelet events from the World Series of Poker. So if you're a sucker for nostalgia like myself and Donnie, go and check those out. We got daily releases going of those classic events, basically as a little appetizer for the 2025 WSOP, which of course, even though it's January, is right around the corner. This hand being a little slow gives me plenty of time to get you guys all caught up on what else we have going on, and a new season of High Stakes Poker is now also available on PokerGO.com, exclusively for subscribers. New episodes dropping every week, and man, the action has been great already, and we're only 2 episodes in. And this one goes to Schulman after hitting a king on the turn.
To your right. I was calling flop though.
Oh,
What do you say, chat? Who should make the Poker Hall of Fame in 2025? Only one player gets added, and this man, Nick Schulman, probably one of the most qualified, along with Scott Seaver, who also just turned 40, and by the way, was rocking a really strong beard when I saw him last week. So let us know in the chat, who's more deserving, Scott Seaver or Nick Schulman? Please check some resumes out on the old Hendon mob. Seaver versus Schulman, I think that'll be the showdown this year. Both, in my mind, first ballot Hall of Famers. Seaver also with a whopping $27 million in career tournament earnings, absolutely crushing at the 2024 WSOP, winning 3 bracelets, 10K 08, 1500 Raz, the 10K deuce to 7. Came short to winning his 4th as well, with 2 more final tables as we see Riordan pick up some chips with pocket kings. Kind of sad that we have to pick between Schulman and Seaver, and having said that, I don't even get to pick. I don't even get to choose. I feel like there's too many legends turning 40 or already 40 that should be in the Hall of Fame. Both Seaver and Schulman deserve it. Speaking of Hall of Famers, Erik Seidel, present today at this final table. Action over to McEwan. Not willing to tango
2 for 2.
again here versus Leonard.
Should have got
As
the
we
short red last night.
entered the 3rd orbit of the day. Stacks are still plenty deep here at this final table.
I've fallen in a YouTube Shorts rabbit hole that I got to get out of. The Diamond District in New York now, though. I got this fucking guy going around. Like,
oh, the guy that just hands out fucking
yes,
old bricks?
Yes, I don't know how this guy got me, but now it's like...
I finally found, it's so funny you said that, because I fell into it too, and last night I
Tracks NYC.
I finally found a guy who actually like got close to the right guess of what a brick of gold is. He like guessed 700. It was 650.
Yeah.
What happens if you get it right? He gives it to you?
He gives you like a little, like a certain amount of ounces of silver depending on how close you are to the actual number.
Seems quite nitty. I think if you guess it, you should get it now.
Yeah.
Could be quite the extravagant gift.
Is he entertaining? I mean, he must be.
Not really.
Entertaining. Yeah, he's like sleazy, like...
Sleazy, entertaining.
A fun window into a part of the human psyche.
Yeah, and like...
120.
That whole thing is...
Two original New York guys.
Actually went to school for diamond grading. Well, not school, but when I was 17, yeah, this Indian guy from the pool hall worked on the Diamond District, and he was like, if you learn how. So I did like 3 months at the. I got certified, and I was around that street a lot. What's that?
You got the freaking.
Yeah, I got the lens. I can look kind of like. Yeah.
Do you ever go to Antwerp?
Where? No, I haven't. I didn't take it too seriously, but no. Have you?
I've been there, yeah.
Cool.
Antwerp?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah,
You been there too, Eric?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Went recently.
A friend of mine lived there.
Well, sorry, where is it? Is that in Sweden?
It's in Belgium.
Okay, yeah.
It's like the chocolate capital of the world.
Wow.
And a diamond.
Yeah.
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 It's not as far as like mining them, right? More just selling them, or
Yeah,
Yeah.
mining, diamond industry.
yeah. My friend, wow.
Changing gears.
You ever go to Herkimer? No.
What is that?
It's a diamond mine upstate Cooperstown by the Baseball Hall of Fame.
No, I've been to Cooperstown though,
Yeah.
once.
10 seconds.
A little diamond talk here, of course, amongst high rollers. Fun to learn that Nick Schulman is a certified diamond inspector. If only he could bring that little, it's almost like a monocle little inspector eye thingy to the table. Be quite funny. Sometimes I end up in Instagram reel or YouTube rabbit holes, just like Nick just described.
10 seconds.
I think we all do. McEwan made 80K. Chewy with the call. King, Queen, Jack, 2 hearts. McEwan with backdoor hearts is going to stab again here for 75K. Speaking of backdoor, Chewy backdoor spades, but not a customer here on the flop. Still shy of 100 likes on today's video. The goal for today is 250 likes, so if you can help us out on YouTube, very much appreciate it. Going back to that Poker Hall of Fame discussion, Poker Chat Pro says, so many candidates for the 2025 Hall of Fame. Maybe move the age back to 50, make it about longevity. I think 40 is still good. I just think they need to let more people in. You know, Negrano, Seidel, those guys are all in. Helmuth, Ivy. But at the same time, and 2 Club is also pointing this out. Jeremy Osmus also turned 40, also Hall of Fame worthy. I think that we are at a point in time where poker at a professional level has been around for so long.
How much money would you
that
pay
there
to
are
see
just
Leonard
so many
beat a
guys
guy
and
hitting out?
women turning 40
Wow, that would be unbelievable.
that need to be in the hall.
Yeah.
He'll probably start doing it. You just tell him about it. That'd be a good bit.
Leonard makes it 80K with Queen 10 of clubs. Action on Chewy in the small blind.
Cool.
When I was in middle school, we went up to Herkimer, family vacation. I was out there for like 30 minutes.
270?
Cracking at the wall. Found a $100 diamond. All these people grinding like all day, every day. Looked at me like so smug.
Wow.
It's 100.
So 100, it was just
It's okay, it's
minuscule?
okay.
It was like a
It's
diamond,
okay.
but
I can see.
tiny, tiny?
It was like this big.
So it was just ultra cloudy, like
Yeah.
super low quality. But still, wow.
Dennis, you won against the
Thank you.
yeah, it's
You
gonna,
want to count?
no, no, it's
As,
okay. I see it.
as the diamond talk continues, Beres finds queens, makes it 270. Leonard doing his due diligence before letting this one go.
Do they ever make a score up there, like find something like for real, or?
I mean, they're grinding. They had the tents, the water bottles,
Wow.
everything. Yeah.
You want to give me 40?
Yeah, you're allowed to do that. I've never seen that.
Yeah, me neither, really.
Put my hand
Any for you, my friend.
That was some Diamond District shit.
That was, yeah, you don't want the guy from the videos doing that. Something's not going to work out.
Counterfeit shit.
little look back at the chat. We're seeing some diamond movies being suggested. Watch Thief, 1981. Great diamond heist movie. Recommended by Zarnik. Definitely going to put that on my list. Always looking for good movie recommendations. Ryan says, greetings from north of Toronto. It's colder than a mother-in-law's heart up here. Negative 20 Celsius. Oh, man. I remember living in Toronto. I was living in Toronto when the NBA All-Star Game was there, back in 2016, I want to say. That is the coldest temperatures I have ever experienced. Wind off the lake, going from bar to bar during All-Star weekend, trying to spot some players. And I want to say the field temp was like negative, I don't know, 45. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Cool.
My beard froze on the spot every time I, as much as opened the door. And back to the action here. Both Riordan and Lichtenberger pick up ace-king. Beres in the middle here, making the call for 60K, hoping to see a flop. But that plan, unlikely to succeed, as the action is now on Riordan in the big blind.
280,000.
280 is the 3-bet. Action back on Lichtenberger. Lichtenberger said earlier that Riordan put him onto the hoodies that he currently wears, so perhaps some friendly fire here between these two. Lichtenberger giving it some thought.
Time extension.
Time extension being used.
What's that? No, I'm okay, thank you.
Owen.
And there we go. Lichtenberger moves all in. Beres probably wondering, what am I doing here? Doesn't come with the snap fold. Perhaps wants to soak up this moment here as he's in the crossfire. Look at this. 10-9 off. Beres just casually stacking down some chips. Enjoying that TV time.
Time extension.
Even burning a time extension here. He has plenty, so not necessarily putting him into a bad spot, but you got to wonder with 10-9 offsuit. What are you thinking about here?
10 seconds.
Does Beres know it's on him? Is he aware that he still has cards? Is he trying to do something really crazy here? It does look like he's thinking of something.
10 seconds.
I really wonder if Beres knows that it's on him. He's burning through time extensions at a very fast clip right now, but he is looking at Chewy's stack, so I don't know. I'm confused. Chat, please chime in. What is going on here?
10 seconds.
Riordan seems about to say, like, sir, do you know it's on you? Look at Riordan's.
Is that me?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Holy shit.
Uh-oh.
Checked out.
He did not know the action was on him. Burns through 5 time bank chips.
Wow.
Wow. I had mentally checked out of that hand about 10 minutes
I was
ago.
gonna say, but
That was unfortunate.
I almost said something.
Yeah.
At least you have time banks to spare.
All right, Beres pays his...
Literally.
You fold it in your mind, but
Yeah.
I've done that a million times.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, why is he looking at me?
Yeah.
Oh my God, here we go. Ace King versus Ace King, likely to end up in the chop. There we go. Thank you, dealer, for running out a quick board here. And the biggest casualty here, Beres, who uses 5
Is it
time
Beres?
bank chips
I thought
in
Dennis
a
should fix it.
Yes.
Chris Moneymaker-esque
Actually, yes.
situation.
Yes, I do.
Guy that kept
2
going,
pair.
going.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 2 pair. So actually,
All right, so Beres short on time. And if you want to work on your game, maybe you'll have a course on how to stay locked in to the game. Join the tribe, grow the game, pursue mastery, scan the QR code on your screen, or go to octopipoker.ai, sign up for free. Or if you become a paying member, you're automatically entered into a raffle that gives you a chance
Wow.
to perhaps play in Event 1 of the 2025 Poker
don't
Masters.
watch
Wow.
whatever I do. Don't watch that, Nick. Yeah.
Wow.
So the button goes around clockwise.
Yeah, clockwise, and then, okay. And if you're 2 to the left of it, you're the big.
Little flashback to Chris Moneymaker,
Would you rather see
2003.
that or ace 4 of diamonds? 'Cause ace 4 of diamonds, you know you're out of here. You just know.
You know, in Madrid, the button goes the opposite way.
You know, I've
Yeah,
heard
I've played
that.
there.
Only
It's
Madrid,
crazy.
right? Not
Only
Barcelona.
Madrid, yeah.
That's just wild.
Have you played there?
I played cash one day and they moved the. I was like,
Yeah,
no,
it's
guys,
messed
it's
up.
supposed to go this way. They're like,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think so, but okay.
Is it impossible to adjust, kind of?
No.
I don't think my brain could adjust. Or, I don't know.
You just keep thinking that it's not going to happen, and then it does.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why they decided to go. It seems
It is odd.
to be the only one. No, I don't think so.
It's just the button.
Maybe.
Riordan limps in again on Schulman's big blind. This time, Schulman raising it up with King Deuce. Welcome to the show, Donnie Peters.
Hello, hello. I made it.
You finally made it. This man is so busy that can't even join me for the start of commentary.
I got to get these meetings moved.
Do they even know who you are?
That's right. Google me.
Well, we're not nominated for any awards this year, Donnie, so we're not important enough.
That's right.
Queen 6-3 Rainbow here as Riordan defends from the small blinds.
Is that hat from the company you mentioned yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sick hat.
For 700, you could get one too. Welcome to my company, my friend.
What's the name of it?
Laura Piana hat. It's just, yeah. It's actually a present from, I don't know.
You don't have to say it.
We know some poker player we know. Like, it was nice.
You appreciate it. It's important.
Yeah.
That seems like a
Very
bargain.
thoughtful if it was-
What's that?
700. That's a bargain.
It's very comfortable.
Is it? It better be.
I'd let you try it on, but it's a bit.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Have to take
but-
the hood off.
Yeah, there you go. So try it on.
No big deal, Donnie. Good old $700 baseball cap.
I mean,
What is that to Schulman? Nothing. I'm on their website. They have a wool beanie for $625 as well. Pretty
There you
sure
go.
Tim Duckert will show up in one of these in the not so distant future.
10 seconds.
You have like 3.5, Chewy?
Chewy
Sounds about
opening it
right.
up with
Okay.
Jack 7 of spades, makes it 80K. Schulman, Ace Queen off, is gonna
Time extension.
get involved here.
McEwan out of the way here.
Cool.
355 behind.
2.22 behind.
Cool.
6 reduced with a couple of spades. Chewy probably going to look to continue here, flopping that flush. Oh, no, he checks behind. Okay. Hello, 5 of spades. Now, Schulman's not drawing dead. Does have that queen of spades in his hand. Higher spade than both the spades that Chewy has. quarter pot here from Lichtenberger. Schulman sticks around. And the 8 of spades comes home, so Schulman does improve to the winner, as long as, of course, he doesn't fold here.
Check. Ooh.
Chewy elects to check behind, and Schulman takes this one, chips up a little bit through the chip leader Lichtenberger, so
I think this is the last
closing that gap some.
Is free mall? This is
This is the third hand.
This is the third hand?
Yeah, this will be the third hand. I can't count 165K, but I can count to 3.
I struggled with both. I struggled with both. So.
Hey.
Another raise here from the chip leader Lichtenberger. Leonard not going to get involved. He's going to continue to do that ICM dance over there.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're not the one.
Did you order the hat yet?
I did not. No, I need the next check to clear first, and then maybe I'll get the hat.
Wow.
Got a celebrity
What's up, bro?
appearance.
My friend.
Take a seat, Chino.
Chino's the one that bought you the hat, right?
Yeah.
You bought Nick that hat.
My friend.
Thanks.
It's not a real final table here at the studio until Chino shows up.
That's right. He's our own version of Phil Hellmuth, you know, when he always pops in at a big WSOP final table and we're doing the broadcast, he's got to shake everyone's hand, all that sort of stuff. Well, here at the studio, it's Chino.
Yeah, Chino holds court at the PokerGO Studio. By the way, if you are in town or able to come to town, PGT Kickoff still ongoing until Saturday. Daily 5K buy-ins and a 10K to close things out. That one will start on Friday with the final table on
I
Saturday.
think that's me, but I'm just gonna.
That wasn't on purpose. I'm just really anti-sugar.
I know, I can see.
400.
McEwan raising it up to 100K. Hasn't been able to make much happen. Takes 13 big blinds into this hand, making it 100K with ace-6. Donnie, you missed it earlier. Nick Schulman letting the world know that he is a certified diamond, I guess a diamond certifier. He took a 3-month course when he was in his late teens. Met a guy at the pool hall who got him onto it.
Is there a point for him to have that certification? Like, does he regularly inspect diamonds?
No. He said that he went down a YouTube Shorts rabbit hole of the New York Diamond District, which, of course, lots of great content coming out of that world. I get stuck in it sometimes, too. And then Schulman mentioned that he got himself certified as well. Didn't do much with it, but I would love to see him.
115.
I could totally see him in that Diamond District. Just fits right in.
Oh, yeah.
Schulman makes it 115 with pocket sixes. Lichtenberger with queen 10 off in the big blind is going to defend. Queen Jack 7. Lichtenberger picks up top pair. Sixes of Schulman not looking too hot. Chewy's leading on the turn here, and Schulman quickly tosses him into the muck. If you're just tuning in, event 1 of the 2025 PGT season. Of course, the series is called the Kickoff. Double points available in the race for the top 40, which, of course, is very important if you want to play in the $1 million season-ending free roll. So all your favorite players playing here this week in Las Vegas, come on down and play or observe. The studio is open. Just a short walk from the ARIA Poker Room. My name is Remko Rinkema. Donnie Peters alongside me in the booth will bring you daily coverage
about 30
of
miles outside
the
of Palm
Kickoff.
Springs, to the east.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a very nice area.
Kind of quiet.
Yeah, during the summer, it's very quiet. But yeah, it's a beautiful area.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of pickleball and
10 seconds.
Yeah, bike riding.
That's awesome. Do you play much pickle yourself?
Well, you want to get into a game? $500 a game?
I think not. I mean,
a little strong there if you're trying to hustle the guy. I mean, you got to come in soft.
Right?
That's fair.
Yeah. So.
I don't think my
about
grandfather.
That one, by the way, Dennis.
What's that?
I don't know about that one.
Yes, you're. How old are you?
Between 50 and 100, actually. Yeah.
That was my father.
Okay, that's a great line. That's a great line from Dennis.
He's 81, which...
No, he's between 50 and 100.
I mean, he doesn't look 81. He looks closer to 50 than,
that's true.
than 100. And 81's closer to 100. He looks like 57. He's out there trying to play $500 matches against Lucky Chewy in pickleball. I mean, he's wearing a pickleball hat.
I mean, he for sure should not have come in so hard with the offer to play for $500 a pop. I'm sure he would
start at like
50 bucks.
You know,
I'll pay you. I'll buy you lunch.
Lose the first match,
of course.
Double or nothing, you know.
All right, McEwan makes it the 100K. Dennis Beres all in for 460. Holding the Jack 10 suited. Donnie, you a fan of this play?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a decent spot.
10 seconds.
I mean, it's tough for McEwan here, and he just gives it up. I mean, the image of Beres is probably a little bit more on the snug side, yes.
Have you ever been out in that area, Palm Springs?
Probably feels if he gets called, he's got decent enough equity anyway, so let's go.
This time of the year, it's literally the best place on the planet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the temperature.
That's a strong statement.
Well, on this planet. Other planets could have better weather.
I was in Kauai recently. The weather wasn't too bad out there.
Where?
Kauai.
Yeah. I'm a graduate of the
Yeah.
academic powerhouse of the West.
It's the second time in 2
University
days
of
somebody
Hawaii?
just knew I had king queen.
Right on.
Yeah.
Is that on the island of Kauai?
No, that's in Honolulu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One more.
McEwan picks up ace-jack of diamonds.
10 seconds.
The shorter stacks clustering together a little bit. Beres, Seidel, McEwan all in that sub 15 big blind range.
What'd you study?
Russian history.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know all that much about Russian history.
100.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah.
10 seconds.
A very.
And look at this, Donnie. Riordan coming along
history.
Yeah. It's just.
with the
you a
10
professor?
deuce of hearts.
Was I a professor? No.
Yeah, I mean, suited can get in there offsuit, just put it in the
History
muck.
professor, head of the history department.
Getting a good price with that big blind ante, so
One reason.
take a shot, try and connect in
Another,
a big way, and
another
go from
professor,
there.
Gavin Dawes, an Australian professor. He's the one who turned me on to history. He wrote a few books.
Did you write any books?
No. My son has.
Oh, cool. On the same topic?
10 seconds.
No, he works for a biogenics company,
Okay.
a European company.
Riordan has checked. Action on
Jonathan,
McEwan.
his name is.
Pretty awful looking
Big
flop
shout
when
out
you're
to
holding
Jonathan.
ace-jack of
Yeah, there you
diamonds.
go.
Jonathan play cards?
No.
Not that you are aware of.
No, that's exactly true.
He actually plays a lot of cards.
Yeah,
65
probably. Yeah.
gets it
Well,
done.
He's putting John's kids through college in PLO.
Actually, he spent about an hour and a half with alone time with Elon Musk.
That's interesting.
Yeah, about a year ago, I guess.
Some Neuralink crossover.
Yeah.
That wasn't a Nazi salute, right? That wasn't. He wasn't hailing Hitler, right, at the inauguration. I mean, that seems too absurd.
I didn't watch it.
Well, he went like, it looked like what Hitler did, but
I think Hitler's was a little higher.
yeah, he was pretty high in the
Okay.
straight
This is
arm.
going to be a good clip.
I guess part of Russian history is World War II, so
Pretty much.
You probably have
He
better
didn't say
historian than
Deutschland over alles, did he?
Yeah, he didn't. 999. No, he.
No, all right.
I don't think so.
That's the key right there. If you said Deutschland über alles.
I get it. We get it.
Yeah.
All right.
That was Herman Cain was the 999.
What's that?
That was Herman. Yeah. Nice guy.
You right, Ryan?
nice guys.
That was his tax proposal. 999. He ran for president.
What year?
I don't know, fairly recently. 12, 16 years ago. And then I think he died of COVID during.
Oh wow.
He went to a Trump rally or something and then died of COVID.
I guess 12 or 16 years ago, I was too deep in poker to know much about current events.
Going into our next blind battle between Riordan and Schulman as the
Yeah, if you ever
table
get a chance to go to Russia,
conversation
St.
has
Petersburg is a lovely city.
gotten a little
Yeah, it looks
sideways.
beautiful.
Yeah, it is
I've
really.
had some friends who have gone cruises and stopped through and say they love
Yeah,
it.
we've been on our own, and the underground subways are incredible.
Oh, just great infrastructure.
Well, they have life-size pictures of like Lenin and Trotsky. And, yeah, it's spotless, remarkable.
One of the greatest museums in the world, right?
I'm sorry?
St. Petersburg, one of the greatest museums.
Yeah, of course, St. Catherine. Catherine the Great.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
As this hand is likely to not get too out of control. Let me give the people in the chat a shout. Harvilla says, shout out to the commentators for being our guide on this final table journey to victory. Hell yeah. Thank you so much. Much love to everyone in the chat. Please don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. The goal for today was 250 likes. Closing in on that really fast.
10 seconds.
JCD Farm celebrating his Buckeyes in the PokerGO chat. I hate to say it, I didn't watch a single minute of college football this whole year, but I am happy for you. Nightbot with a little look at the payouts in the YouTube chat. Good reminder that there's 117,000 of top double points available as Schulman bets 150 here on the river.
University.
Where is that?
Way out east on Long Island, near Fort Jefferson.
Okay.
Second to last stop on the Long Island Railroad.
All right.
Well, he gets paid off here by the King High. Look at that.
Wow. Nick Schulman getting terrific value on the river from Riordan. Chips up to 2.6 million. Riordan knocked down to right around the million chip mark. Donnie, this is day 2 of the kickoff series. Yesterday we had day 1. What's the overall vibe and sentiment been like?
You never know, but
in a way,
I'm happy with it.
The year is basically starting right now.
Imagine an alternate reality.
I mean, I think the
Dennis
vibe in
is,
general
playing
is
professionally poker for 20 years. I'm the Russian history
there's a
expert,
lot of new faces
teaching
here
college classes.
that
we
didn't see a lot of on the PGT, which I think is probably a result of 2 things. One,
Lucky Chewy's class.
Personally, call me a homer. I think we made a lot of noise with last chance in the free roll.
Yeah, might not.
And this is the new season, so people are like, I'm going to try. I'm going to try and make it to that free roll. I'm going to try and come out. Pair that with, as you just mentioned, double points. This is how you start your season. A little bit more affordable buy-in, not the biggest hit to the bankroll, coming in with 4 or 5Ks to start. So you can come in, you can hit a run, you can go from there. You can just kind of, catapult your whole PGT season.
One over the other. And he wrote every class started off big over big does not equal 1.
Absolutely massive hands clashing here. Seidel makes it to 100K. And Schulman shoves with ace-queen of diamonds from the small blind. This action likely to get back around to Seidel. And there it is. Snap call. Seidel's tournament life on the line as Nick Schulman is looking for an ace or some diamonds.
Sounds like he left that out.
He did leave that out. So when I knew I was departing on the final exam,
You brought that up.
well, the last question was like, do this elaborate equation, show all your work.
1.65 million in the middle as Seidel looks for a big double up here with 7 players left in event 1 of the PGT Kickoff series. And an ace in the window, an ace right behind it. Seidel with a little smirk knows that he's drawing extremely slim, looking for running hearts or nothing else.
Good luck, guys.
10 of clubs on the turn will do it. Of course, the queen, no help for Seidel, as that would give Schulman aces full of queens. And the Poker Hall of Famer is the first player to depart from this final table. Seidel collects 16,800. That is not what he came here to do. And look at that, Nick Schulman now up to 3.48 million.
Philosophy and economics.
Only a few thousand chips behind.
And economics as a class.
Our chip leader, Andrew Lichtenberger.
He started a program where they combine the two.
It's a lot of time banks.
And
that sounds interesting.
Yeah. And he's done some other things.
Here's a look at our updated final table chip counts.
Yeah.
Dennis Beres now, the short stack at 610K.
It's going to hurt the
Schulman versus Lichtenberger. Heads up, Donnie. It almost seems like it's already there.
It could be the way this thing is trending. Schulman coming off a pretty great PGT season. Obviously finished second place to Jeremy Osmus in that PGT $1 Million Championship.
I'm just really old.
He had 20 cashes last season on the PGT. He had 2 wins. He finished in the top 10 of the
Fucking an
leaderboard.
hour
So
ago, he asked me if I wanted to play $500 a game.
Right.
Hey, listen, I'm still the oldest person in here by 50 years. So
It's technique, though, right? I haven't played, but it looks cool. It looks fun.
it is. It's a lot more fun than you see on TV.
I could tell. Like you could tell.
775.
He doesn't play a lot, but he'll play with a frying pan.
Right. Just for the hell of it.
Beres here going to come with just a call with the queen 10 of clubs. Could have certainly seen him just opting for the jam here, especially when the raiser is chip leader Lichtenberger, who's been getting after it a little bit, understandably so.
You're in the kitchen.
So you do. Okay, $300 a game.
Ace Jack 4 Rainbow. Chewy versus Beres. Beres with the gut shot. Backdoor clubs available to him. Lichtenberger flops a jack. Action goes check, check. Deuce of diamonds on the turn. Chewy taking a little stab here. And Beres correctly folds. Chewy's so comfortable, constantly hovering around the 4 million chip mark.
Who's growling?
It's got to be Chino.
Donnie, give the viewer some insights into the importance of the points up for grabs this week. Of course, you know, it came down to 10 points being make or break at the end of the season. So you could almost say that this week we'll see some people set the tone for what might become their bid into the top 40 this year.
Yeah, you mentioned it right there. Top 40 on the PGT leaderboard at the end of the regular season will qualify for the $1 million championship. Of course, you also need to have at least 3 cashes on the PGT in order to meet that eligibility. We saw it last year with David Coleman. He came out at kickoff. He got 2 wins. It really just ignited his entire season. You know, he ended up finishing in the top 40 well within it. He ended up being a mainstay on the PokerGO Tour for all of the events, but he got his start at the kickoff. You know, for so many players with double points up for grabs, this is a big early boost to your season.
Schulman and Lichtenberger looking to take a huge step in the right direction, both being big stacks here. Donnie, do you think that for players that play much higher stakes throughout the year, that the points are a larger consideration than you might assume?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's at least more so than some other events, I would guess, just because they're worth double in this. You know, you go out and you play, let's say, the 5K opener to the Poker Masters. Well, that's not double points. That's just, you know, the regular 1-to-1. So, yeah, I think that they mean a little bit more. I mean, is it going to override them doing what they need to do to win based on trying to get the most money? Maybe not, but it probably makes that gap a little bit closer. You know, it's just something worth thinking about a little bit more.
Meanwhile, arriving on the turn after Schulman bet 130, Lichtenberger made the call, and now we go check, check on the turn. 4 of clubs completes the board. Lichtenberger with the check mark with top pair. Schulman had some equity there to realize on the turn. Checking back, sadly for him, did not have the desired result.
Check. Check.
Queen.
Goes check, check, and Lichtenberger shows down the queen. Of course, no incentive here for Schulman to get crafty, given the fact that there are so many small stacks that he would much rather see hit the rail first.
Yeah, maybe if Schulman has the king of clubs in his hand, he comes with the bet there. But just going to try and take that showdown value with that 9. Ultimately doesn't work out there, but not really too much harm to him. Still second place, firmly there. Lichtenberger up over 4 million now. I know we mentioned Schulman's hat earlier. He mentioned his hat, but I mean, listen, no free ads, but Aviator Nation.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Leonard's sweatshirt is Aviator Nation. Excuse me. I know Chewy's is, and I know John Riordan's is. Says something about that brand, huh?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like they owe us a lot of money.
Maybe we should walk over to, I think they got a store at the Wynn.
Oh, okay.
We'll walk in there and say, hey, we just gave you guys a bunch of free pub.
Exactly.
I mean, you gotta
I mean, these guys are wearing this stuff all the time.
I saw on, I think, Pads' Instagram story, he wore this shirt yesterday, or the sweatshirt yesterday, and he says maybe it's his new lucky hoodie. So,
I mean, you can't really declare that until you've actually held the trophy in your hands. As we see Beres come over the top with Jack-10 yet again.
Tough spot here for Leonard, but I'm going to guess fold just because it's so much of his stack. The way that Beres has been playing, again, seems a little bit more on the snug side overall. So do you really feel good here with the King 10-0? I mean, we can obviously see that he would have a great spot dominating Beres, but
yeah, Beres
into the muck it goes.
Beres is almost never going to have Jack-10 there.
Yeah, I mean,
Snake eyes.
Huh?
Snake eyes.
Open tight, free bet light.
Snake eyes. I don't know what that means.
Ducks.
Huh?
Deuces, right? Is
When I
snake
got
eyes?
here today-
I'm not saying that.
I don't know. You're
Oh, right. 1-1. Oh,
Seven,
that's.
ace.
Oh, right.
Did you have aces?
when I got here today, Beres
Well, I
and Leonard were
You
having a chat
Snake
by
eyes, I
themselves,
guess.
you know, just
I don't
kinda
think it is.
hanging
I
out,
could
getting to
have.
know
I
each
think
other.
so.
statistically
At least
improbable.
a little bit of Hollywood in, you know, like at least a tiny.
I mean, this guy's Mr. Hollywood. I don't think he needs to put on the show every time.
Who's that?
That guy, right over there. If you look really close, it's like a mirror. You can see him.
You can actually. Wow. See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. 25.
We come into these
And I
final
have good
tables
news for
knowing
you. You have
So
purple
great.
most
chip
of the
and mixed with
players,
your blues.
but
Oh,
then it's the
this is
one you don't know that
outstanding.
turns out to be the great entertainer.
Wow.
Love to see it.
That's why they call you Lucky Chewy.
I'm here to bring good news.
Thank you, my friend.
Take it easy.
McEwan in there, ace, 6 of clubs. Queen Jack for Lichtenberger. Could be an interesting one where he opts to attack at some frequency, but here gonna give it up.
Riordan lets go of the 3 deuce. And McEwan takes this one down.
You have $1 million, Joe?
I think just under 9,
Yeah.
45.
Sure, thanks.
You have like 750.
Yeah.
100.
Tyler asking how long today's play is in coverage, all the way till there's a winner. However long that takes. Could take the next 45 minutes, could take the next 45 hours. You don't really know.
I've right around when I started. Yeah,
Stick around and find out.
We might see part 3 here of Schulman versus Lichtenberger, but he decides to let it go, and Lichtenberger picks it up. Once again, a shout out to everyone tuned in on PokerGO and on YouTube. Donnie and I will be on the commentary all week until Saturday. So if you're just tuning in, daily appointment viewing, big names in action, no limit hold'em, a bunch of 5K final tables and a 10K to close things out on Saturday. Everyone in town to get some points in the early goings of the PGT Championship leaderboard. And then also, Donnie, looking a little further ahead, PokerGO Cup is right around the corner.
Yeah, coming up in February, 8 events there.
10 seconds.
Starts with a 5K, goes all the way up to the 25K buy-in. That series does kick off on February 11th. Do note that there is a $560 satellite to the opening event on February 10th. Down inside the ARIA poker room, so if you want to take a shot at the PokerGO Cup, you can do so for $560.
10 seconds. Cool.
Defend here from McEwan, suited 10-8, king-queen for
Check.
Lichtenberger. Interesting flop here, probably a texture that's going to favor McEwan out of the big blind a little bit more, and we can also see that he has a little piece of that in the form of a flush draw. 3 on the turn. Let's see if he decides to lead McEwan.
Seconds. 2.
Action on Lichtenberger here. Not a board worth stabbing on as the 7 of clubs completes the board. King high is best here, though.
Yeah, but now with that 10 high, you do have that 8 blocker can play, you know, in your favor a little bit here. Think we could see a lead from McEwan. Just try and win this one.
Time extension. Seconds.
$130.
130.
McEwan taking a stab for 130. Donnie, is there anything that Chewy can dream up here that results in him making the call with king high?
I mean, I think it's hard. You have to factor in that McEwan's on the shorter side, but I mean, I think he's reaching for chips.
Wow.
Yeah.
Quick call from Chewy with king high. And McEwan is going to see the bad news. And his stack now knocked down to 565. He's our short stack now, below Beres.
Wow.
King high, my friend.
Welcome to my company.
Wow. You calling station, my friend.
I know.
Wow.
POW.
Is that something different than prison?
All right. Look at Chewy with a very successful company so far. here at this final table as we take a quick look at the upcoming 2025 PGT events schedule. Donnie mentioned it, PokerGO Cup coming up in February, and then mixed games. For those that love a little bit of a different flavor, please join us for that, followed by, of course, a whole bunch more, Donnie.
Quote from Warren Buffett.
Yeah, I mean, we're
Take the
gonna
advice anyway.
have our first ever
So
super high
his
roller bowl mixed
perspective
games.
on marriage is
Crazy.
100K buy-ins the
you're
plan.
looking
I mean,
for a partner.
be pretty badass if you ask me.
How many players?
I would be ecstatic if
necessarily
it got
look
3 tables of
someone
8, so 24. Yeah, I don't even know if they're gonna play 8-handed. They might play 7-handed, but
you might.
Is it freeze out?
Intelligent,
Okay.
rich,
I don't think so. But
ambitious.
also limit games,
You don't have
so
to
is
look
somebody
for
really
any
gonna
of
go
those
broke?
things.
I mean, yeah,
What
it can
you're
happen,
looking
of
for.
course, but I would guess
Someone
probably the standard,
low
you know, 2
expectations.
reentries allowed if it gets to that.
Right.
What about
All
realistic?
right, so don't miss out.
expectations?
Super High Rollerball Mixed Games, March
Right?
6, 7, and 8, 3 days of live coverage on PokerGO.
That's
and
what
then
Warren said.
in March,
I mean, come on.
we dip into the
I'm
PGT
sure
He's not
PLO
known for his
series,
marriage
followed
advice,
by
right? He's known for his
the
investing.
U.S. Poker
Yeah,
Open.
well,
I'm sure he far exceeded her expectations.
Jack 8-5, 2 clubs. Leonard unable to make much happen so far. Hasn't had the cards or the spots other than hand number 1, where he took one away from McEwan. Although Leonard fans might need to send some positive energy in the chat to get their boy going. As Chewy here out in front, flopping a pair of 8s. Leonard picks up a pair of 4s on the turn. Leonard came into this hand with 11 big blinds. And Donnie, the handcuffed nature of short stack play can be rather frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, it's not fun, right? You're doing that very delicate dance where you got to be concerned, of course, the shorter stacks, McEwan and Beres there, hopefully going out before you, but you also have to manage the fact that your stack is dwindling too. I mean, he's not that far ahead of those 2 short stacks anymore. And now as it relates to this hand, you know, he does pair up here. It's the worst pair on the board, of course, but making things a little bit trickier. Chewy didn't fire the flop, checked it back.
10 seconds.
We have seen Leonard opting to, you know, take a much more conservative approach in a lot of spots, so let's see what he does here. Okay, call. I mean, you can see under Leonard's face there, he's only got 385 behind. Board pairs Jack here on the river, so Lichtenberger gets the check mark.
2.
Full.
4 declared by Leonard, no good. And as I said, the frustration of the shorter stack continues for Leonard, who is now down to just 385,000 chips as the rich get richer. Lichtenberger quickly approaching the 5 million chip mark. Let us know in the chat who you're rooting for. Plenty of good characters, fine players to root for. I find myself rooting for Patrick Leonard just because we haven't seen him all that often on the stage here inside the PokerGO Studio.
I think it's his first time here.
Oh, there we go.
51 minutes before the break?
No, break at the end of the month.
20 minutes. 20.
I know he's
fairness to me, it does
wanted
say
to play in the studio before, just never made it out.
Wasn't trying to make you sweat, but restroom break.
Are you just saying that because I'm really old?
You were there the other day. I gotta go too.
Action does fold here over to Leonard, and he's got 2 5s. Now, as the super short stack, you know, he gets some of that ICM pressure lifted off of him. There it is.
Leonard with the shove with pocket 5s for 6 big blinds.
It's like 4-ish. $380.
380. Actually, it's 385.
Well, that might be
Yeah,
enough.
385. Don't
news to
short the man. Come on.
Good news to me.
Good news for you. You want to fold?
Of course.
It's exceptionally honest.
10 seconds.
Wow, I have one of my favorite hands too.
Jack 7 off is one of your favorite hands.
Wow. How do you arrive to that conclusion?
Suited, yes.
Yeah, but it's one-
Chewy?
No,
No, not suited. One of your favorite hands,
Does it
not
involve
suited,
a
and you
can?
My
can
mum
call.
texted
It does
me
not
the other
involve
day
a
just
10.
telling me not to go
7.
with the pocket fives.
It does have a 7 in it.
Your mom was watching
It's
in
got a
English.
7.
My mum gives me one piece of advice for this tournament.
Which was?
Don't go in with a pair of 5s. But I had a pair of 5s. And I know that you're going to like call like, you know, Jack 10 off, whatever, and then she's going to text me saying, I told you so.
Why does she not like
That's why I wanted
5s?
you to fold, because I was too tilted to
Right.
get that message. And
What now, though? Maybe she reevaluates.
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah,
she'll realize that pocket
hopefully-
pairs aren't so bad.
Hopefully she does.
Might lose the 5s next time.
I get bombarded with the advice to let them go.
My wife used to berate me for going all in with deuces and 3s.
They don't know.
It didn't give
the
it.
power of the small pairs. They just don't understand.
Sorry.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Riordan on 945 finds ace deuce. Donnie, do you have to be a lot more careful in Riordan's situation here with 3 players, McEwan, Leonard, and Beres, in that 10 BB range?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're going to tread cautiously, of course. That said, you know, I think ace deuce suited here can make it into the,
10 seconds.
I mean, if it ultimately comes to it, the raise fold bucket, but you also are leveraging that ace in your hand as blocker to other premiums from your opponent, so gets in there, 6-handed. And this should work. Should get through.
120.
120. Call.
10
Oh,
seconds.
never mind. Beres also likes Lucky Chewy's favorite hand, Jack 7 off.
All right, so we've got heads up action here. Beres, very shallow. King, deuce, 8. Hard for Beres to have any sort of ideas here, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It looks to me like he's getting some ideas. Okay, he does check.
60.
A snap minimum bet from Riordan. Love this.
Do you think he accomplishes the same thing betting 60,000 versus 120,000?
Yeah, I mean, I think just you can bet the minimum here. It's going to work so often that you don't really need to go any
I
larger.
Jack 7 off.
Jack 7.
Yes.
That's the hand
Oh, wow.
I like it.
You also unsuited? It leaves a bit to be desired, but
Yeah.
good things can happen.
Yeah.
It's hard to lose a big one.
No, it's not.
Well, I got news for you.
I mean, you can try. But conventionally so.
No hand is all that hard to lose a big one with if you really put your mind to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if you have 2 queens.
Well, yeah. Good hands.
Notable now, of
often
course, that Beres is
lead to
back
big
to being the
pots.
short stack. Leonard, second shortest, and a couple of 10s.
Leonard doubled up from pocket 5s to pocket 10s. His mom will be very pleased to see this hand be involved in an all-in confrontation.
Yeah, this is definitely got to be in the. I love that you got your money in with 2 10s.
Exactly.
Not that I told you not to.
Well,
And he's probably going to get some action here.
this is troublesome.
485 by the looks of it. You have a million, John?
490.
just over.
Is the extra 5?
1.03.
The extra 5.
Yeah, from what you expected.
I will also go.
All in.
I will.
I will also go all in, declared by Mr. Lichtenberger. With that, putting everyone else
You have
all
fours?
in behind him.
Now there's no risk. I have a lovely hand.
Oh, you're really gambling a bit.
And Lichtenberger
I guess
shows
we all
down.
are, right?
Yeah, I think.
King,
I like my
queen
10
of
spades.
spades.
But no.
I mean, you should like both of your 10s in theory, right?
Club's not too much for me.
No.
No.
They're actually called clovers.
There
There was a rewrite
When was that?
yesterday.
By whom?
Table 3 as a collective.
I was there.
Yeah.
They're called clubbers.
I thought it was
Clovers.
Clovers. Okay.
Well, Leonard would be happy to see some clovers here on the flop as Chewy looks to send him to the rail, but
little something
instead
for
we get
everyone.
ace, 7, 8,
Good
2
enough for you.
spades.
Sweaty.
You still have the best
You
hand.
would like to swap?
Would I like to swap hands?
Yeah.
No, I think I'll let it ride.
All right, sure.
How about a red 9 for maximum?
Swapping of
strong?
hands declined. And the
That's
5
good,
of
brother.
spades on the turn
GG.
will cement Leonard's 6th place finish
Wow.
as he finds
Mamma mia.
himself drawing dead and adding insult to injury. A 10 on the river, giving him a set as he heads for the exit. Leonard collecting $21,000 for his efforts, a few points to get his year started on the PGT. But look at this, Mr. Andrew Lichtenberger up to 5.4 million, and that heads of battle that we predicted versus Nick Schulman still very much in play, as there are now 5 players remaining, 2 of which are still very short stacked, looking at Matthew McEwan and Dennis Beres on 535 and 400K respectively.
Warning about 10s next final.
Riordan in a bit of a defensive
get the
spot
5.
here on 1 million. But boy, oh boy, that Schulman versus Lichtenberger heads up, looking more likely by the orbit.
Yeah, I mean, Lichtenberger just continuing to run away from this thing as we
I'm
see
not gonna crack my aces.
the size of his
When I shot.
chip stack.
I can't promise that I won't.
Okay.
If
Get
you
a- get
think
a good
that-
look
if
at
you're
it,
even
'cause
thinking
they're
that
probably
I
gonna
might,
color
it's
that guy
probably a
up
bad
soon.
sign for you.
Yeah. Well.
Just let him go.
Yeah, I'll fold them. You're right.
Could have been this hand. Wow, really could have been this hand.
And there goes Beres.
Yeah, Beres, understandably so, shoving the button
Call.
with ace-8 offsuit, and Schulman with the snap call, and then you know that it is bad news if you're the
Eight
all-in
ball in
player.
your pocket.
Or the clovers.
Or the clovers.
Beres.
8 ball.
Perhaps
looking
it's
for some help.
welcome to my company, my friend.
Ace Queen was good to
The
Schulman
break is in 12
before.
minutes?
It is.
Yeah. Okay.
Just 8 of spades. And,
Yeah, okay.
you know, eternally grateful. Just on the record.
Eternal gratitude?
Yeah. One
All right,
8 of
Beres
spades.
Close.
looking for an 8. Instead, we
7,
see
8,
997.
I
10.
assume
Lots-
close
ten-
was the 8 of hearts.
Lots of potential.
Thank you for
10.
the reverse slow roll, my friend.
I'm not going to get upset if you put a 10.
Some options
What about
here.
a 7?
You know it's not
Beres.
a
I'd
good
rather
card for
take-
you, an ace. It's a
That's a,
horrendous
be a
card.
bad, that's a terrible card.
really bad. one.
Queen also
Yeah,
really
look,
not
I
the
can see
one.
in her eyes. Watch this. Oh,
3 of diamonds, not going to do it.
waiting,
Beres
the drama queen. She's gonna
looking
wait
for an
until-
8 for the win,
Yeah.
or a 7
we
for the
go.
chop. 3 would also work for the
Max
chop.
drama.
Nick, are you sweating this at all?
I'm at peace with the outcome.
All right,
So it's
Is
just
this-
me then.
Yeah.
Dennis
Yeah.
Beres' final hand at this
I would
final
like
table.
to win.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
Here it is. It is the Jack of Hearts, and that will do
Really
it.
nice playing with you.
Good
Yeah,
game.
good playing with you guys.
Little
Aloha.
tear there
Aloha.
on the cheek of Dennis Beres,
Mahalo
making his
nui
first
There you go,
PGT final
Makahiki
table.
I don't know
Great
that one.
showing.
Happy New Year.
Ah. And to you as well.
Oops, how do I get out of here?
All right, Beres collecting 29,400 for his efforts, hoping to see him again in event number 2, which, by the way, you can follow along on PGT.com as live reporting of event number 2 is now underway. All eyes now shift to the next man up,
How much you
and
got,
he
John?
goes by the name of Matthew McEwan.
8.
Yeah, but he's got a couple ladders here. Obviously, Patrick Leonard and Dennis Beres going out before him. So getting to 4th place. Good for McEwan, guaranteed just
pepper
under
step
40
before the end of the
dimes.
Feeling froggy.
Got a lot of questions.
I pick my battles.
Couple of nines here for Riordan.
$150.
Donnie, what are our options here? McEwan on 8 big blinds.
Wow.
Yeah, I lean just call. I know the sizing from Riordan is larger here, but I think King 10 off is still just too good. You're still getting a decent price, even though you do have the larger sizing. I think it does, or is worth pointing out that, you know, Riordan being where he is in chips probably just isn't getting after it all willy-nilly from the button there, so you would have to equate some strength to his hand, yes. And now things do remain tricky on this ace-high board. McEwan does pair up with that king, yes, but Riordan comes with a quick min bet once again, using that positional advantage. He can certainly have aces in his range, of course. There we go. That'll make it a little easier for McEwan. Not going to be folding now where he's got half pot remaining.
McEwan finds what he is looking for. Question now is, can he extract any chips from Riordan holding a pair of nines? And running tens, adding some more confidence to McEwan, but again, the issue being how to get value.
Extension.
$260.
McEwan going for 260, leaving himself with 1 5K chip behind. This will probably send a message to Riordan.
Little smile there, thinking, you know, what are you up to, buddy?
10 seconds. Time extension.
Riordan is giving it some thought. How can we find a call here, Donnie? Doesn't this, even if he's a non-believer, almost doesn't seem worth the risk of being wrong.
It's all good.
Yeah, I agree there. I mean,
Shouldn't have talked so much shit.
you know, there might be
Thanks for
some,
karma.
like, let's say,
I had
6,
your
7
favorite hand, Chewy. Or
suited
not
in his
favorite,
hand
but
for McEwan, right?
the Jack 7
That
off.
said, again, going back, if you think about it, to the
You
pre-flop
can do wonders
sizing,
in the right circumstances.
I had the Jack of Spades double gutter on the
Oh,
turn.
wow.
Spade. I was, yeah.
He just didn't have enough money to get him off
Mad
it.
at
Yeah.
Jack 7 too. Piece of shit.
John told me his favorite card in the deck is the Queen of Diamonds. It's called the Goose.
It's a beautiful card. I mean,
It is. Yeah.
That's you, man.
Yeah, I'm projecting.
I appreciate it.
10 seconds. 140.
Schulman makes a 140. Action on Lichtenberger. With McEwan and Riordan now with equal stacks, we might see a little bit of a preview of the predicted heads-up battle that we mentioned.
Oh. Oh, right. Okay.
Do you like calling here, Donnie, versus perhaps 3-betting?
Yeah, I think a call is just fine here. I mean, these guys are pretty deep overall. I mean, not that I think Chewy isn't obviously good enough to play out of position, but playing out of position isn't advantageous. There's going to be some times where, you know, Schulman can be raising a king 10, a king 9 suited, stuff like that. So maybe it comes king high and you end up winning a big pot, right? So I like coming with just a call. Also, you know, in relation to the other two stack sizes, no need to just get too crazy and play an insane 100 big blind pot here between these two.
Now, wouldn't Chewy be incentivized to be more aggressive because Schulman has to be a bit more mindful of the two shorter stacks in play?
And then
yeah,
break.
but I mean, is Schulman that guy? I mean, I don't think Schulman's going to be getting completely out of line from the button, so I would assume that a lot of his hands are playable. So therefore, it's just going to be hard to play out of position if you do come with a 3-bet and get called.
Schulman, Queen 10, right back to business. For those just tuning in. Four-handed, PGT Kickoff, event number 1. 117K up top. And double points for the championship race. If you're on YouTube with us, please smash that like button. I think with our current viewership, we can hit 500 likes. That'd be awesome.
Let's go.
Shout out to RMX Indiana and Russell in the chat, our moderators, keeping things in line. Some discussion right now about who is the best tournament player. Seeing some names out there. Holtz, Adrian Mateos, Foxen, Jesse Lonis, Chance Corneth. As we go back to the action here, John Riordan shoving 735,000 with ace-jack. Schulman is going to have to toss this one. Same for Chewy. So very nice pickup here.
Go full.
Yeah, good pickup there for Riordan, able to separate himself a little bit from McEwan, get back up over 1 million in chips.
All of those hands were.
All right, quick commercial. We'll be right back as the players take a short break.
Poker, a game of infinite complexity. How simple can we make it? Every hand I play is a teacher, each emotion a guide. Our experience and technological innovation will help you unlock your game's potential. Octopi Poker. Pursue mastery.
Want to play online poker for free? With PokerGO, you get the thrill of authentic poker anytime, anywhere. From quick casual games to action-packed tournaments, PokerGO lets you compete against real players around the globe, all for free. No bots, no gimmicks, just pure poker fun. Hone your skills and enjoy the poker experience you love. Explore PokerGO on web, iOS, and Android. Deal yourself in now.
What do you do when these start to straggle? You just
All right, back in action.
I don't think
Quick
it's ever
little
happened.
interruption there.
I mean, how's that possible? This happens to me on almost every
Shout
hit.
out to
Yeah, mine already has.
PokerGO.
Yeah.
Sounds like you wash it.
Cards in the air right now if
Well,
you want
that's
to
probably
get in
true.
the action. I've been playing a
Trying to
lot
think
lately.
It's the only thing I can come up with.
So the solution is just not washing it. Fair enough.
I wash it. You're probably using like, you know, soap nuts or something gentle to it. I don't know how it's happening. This might be it.
I know. I can feel you're waiting. You're fiending.
Any card but that one.
9 deuce, my friend.
No good. Gamble too much.
Yeah.
He's a cultural icon.
Yeah, definitely. I'm wondering. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's not sweating this particular final table.
Oh, I bet he is.
Should I slow down on the welcome to my company? And
No.
You sure? I'm not making fun of him. It's all love.
I'm honestly kind of sad that you haven't stepped it up a bit today.
Yeah, it's a little. Well,
yesterday you were really feeling it.
Some of the dealers have been Asian. I kind of go half there, like.
You go half.
Yeah.
You do the opposite of Daniel.
I do the opposite of Daniel, who's just so comfortable leaning into a 10 of 10.
I think as long as you like it, that's all that really matters.
Yeah, fair.
We can never have enough Ren-Lin innuendos, if you will.
Nope. I'm all
I think
for the Ren-Lin. Come on.
My new favorite line is "Welcome to my company." That is such
so
a good line. All right, let me know in the chat. What's your favorite Ren-Lin line?
That's the glide right there.
Touchdown Tom Brady. Fold the heads up.
That's the guy.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
No gamble, no future. I mean, I know that's our show, but he's the one always saying it, throwing the stickers in. So
no snap call, please.
Mostly me.
Yeah.
Well, what show?
I did not see that.
For the straight guy? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You should watch it with Jess. It's really good family viewing. Yeah.
Nice.
One of the dealers told me she cried while watching it. I mean, it's pretty darn wholesome.
Actually, somebody else said it was really tough. Now I remembered, but I didn't get what they meant.
Yeah.
They said the Clyde show. I thought they meant it like figuratively or something. Literally.
Yeah.
585.
585,000.
Here comes
No,
McEwan
that's
looking
not the
for
one.
some chips, and
What about the other one?
that'll work
The
on
first
this
one
occasion.
was. There was possibility. Needless to say, you're right back in this thing.
You like that?
Yeah.
John's rooting for me.
10 seconds.
160.
All in.
All in.
Riordan shoves with ace-5 into Schulman, who's raised to 160 with pocket fives. Fives earlier. The hand that Leonard chose to shove with.
11 big up blind?
Getting no callers. Riordan missed out on the chance to say no snap a call, please. But here we go. Schulman makes the call with fives and is in a great situation to reduce the field to
like
3.
Seidel too, though. You hit the ace. If it goes ace, ace.
I'll take ace, ace. Ace, ace would be a good flop.
All right, Schulman looking for his pair to hold up. Riordan with a double up would be very much in contention, up to almost 2 million. Here's the flop. Queen, 9, 8, 2 diamonds. Riordan looking for an ace and an ace only. Backdoor options very limited. 6, 7 would do it. Turn card is the 10 of hearts. Doesn't help him, but puts a jack out there for the chop. Riordan looking for an ace to double up, and it's not there. It's a 9 of spades on the river. John Riordan departs in fourth place, excuse me, takes home $39,900.
Okay.
And Riordan here criticizing Schulman's call.
Playing great.
We'll see you out there, pal. Keep the seats warm.
The vibes in here and the relationships between these players just make this so much more enjoyable to watch. And I'm sure
didn't like that.
it is also more enjoyable for them to
didn't like
play.
that?
No, he said, John, no.
Matthew
Yeah.
McEwan. Happy to have satellited his way
He's
into the
giving it
top
his best,
3
yeah.
here.
And now he finds aces.
Yeah, McEwan is down 85,000 on the day, meaning he's done nothing. That is one big blind. So McEwan
160.
with a terrific bit of laddering as he finds aces at the right time. Can he find some action?
You have, I have about 775 to start.
Thank you.
All in. Call.
Oh, wow. Schulman with the shove. Bad timing. McEwan snaps it off with aces, and you can see the look on Schulman's face. That is not one of happiness. That is one of frustration.
This would be a fun one.
This would be what really.
I won't even
welcome to
complain.
my
I won't
company.
even complain.
Big time.
This was the Sean Deeb debacle.
I wanted
was.
to just maybe I should just call.
Max Heinzelman versus
So
Sean
big
Deeb.
My
Happened exactly the same way, even though there was a 5 and a 6 bet involved back then. Heinzelman jamming the ace-6 and ultimately sending Deeb to the rail, who held pocket aces. Right now, Schulman looking for a 4 to make a straight.
This would be a sick way to go.
Oh,
If it happens, it happens. I'm content.
It's a pretty good attitude.
Jack of diamonds on the turn keeps McEwan safe. 9% chance here for Schulman as he looks for a 4 and a 4 only. Or else a 3-handed play will continue, and it will. Deuce on the river doesn't change a thing.
Yeah.
745,000.
Schulman paying off his debts. Still left with 3.6 million. Yancey in the chat says, a literal worst possible hand to have versus aces. I'm going to have to agree with that.
Thanks.
Put a little poll in the chat here asking who's going to win this thing. 53% Lichtenberger, 43% Schulman. Can McEwan pull off the 1%er? That is the question. Lichtenberger comfortable on 66 big blinds as we play 40K, 80K. If you just tuned in, event number 2 underway. PGT.com live reporting is available.
220,000.
A few names to mention, Donnie. Names that we might not have expected here at the kickoff. Jesse Lonis, Jared Jaffe, and let me give you one more. Steven Song. So, it's a who's who. Lots more big names, but oh wow, Igor Yaroshevsky.
Wow.
In the
There you
house. Masato Yokosawa, Mr.
Let's go.
Worldwide.
Let's go.
Great
Logger extraordinaire.
Yeah. Maria Konnikova, also in the house. Follow along on PGT.com. We'll have the final table of that event tomorrow here on both YouTube and PokerGO.
10 seconds.
Yep.
Perhaps a moment to take a breath for players, viewers, and commentators as three-handed play is a bit more settled down as McEwan is the short stack on 17 bigs. Seeing another blind battle here between Lichtenberger and Schulman. Schulman wins this one without much resistance.
Professional bet.
Professional bet.
Wow.
I was often behind if called, but I had a glorious out.
Just now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Hair below the board, my friend.
Oh.
Professional.
Professional.
I just wanted to inflate the pot and hit the set. It's that simple.
I just want a two-person camera crew to follow Leonard around for a whole year.
It'd be great content.
And we'll call the documentary "Welcome to My Company,"
hot
and
water
then
with lemon and a pina in the glass bottle. Thank you. Professional order.
That is a professional order.
McEwan defending here, queen 10 up against the ace 5 for Lichtenberger. King jack 7, McEwan's open-ended. Couple of diamonds, ace of diamonds for Lichtenberger.
Check, check.
Fairly quick check, check. Blank 3 of spades here on the turn.
$275.
275.
Fold.
McEwan gets to win one.
One day he's ordering waters. He's like, I'll take 2 lucky waters. And Ike is like, I'll take whatever unlucky waters you find while you're looking for his lucky waters. And then in short order, decimated like 6 starting stacks.
Schulman starts the action with a button raise. One of my favorite scenarios when players with the same cards square off. Let's see who has perhaps bigger balls or more aggression, Donnie. What are we going to go with?
1 million.
I'll say it's McEwan.
1 million announced, minus the
How much are you playing?
pinky raised to the mouth.
Like 1.65 to start.
Thank you.
When I say 1 million, what player name comes to mind? Let me know in the chat. Did Schulman just hand over a stack of time bank chips?
I think those were John Riordan's.
Oh, I was like...
left on the table.
I was thinking, is Schulman going to think about this for so long?
He's prepaying for 6 minutes.
He is going to use one of them. Action back over to Schulman. Donnie, what considerations are going through our mind right here?
I mean, what's McEwan's range looking like here, and do I want to go after it? I mean, this is a very committing raise, of course. 2/3 of McEwan's stack. I think he's probably in there with king queen suited, but obviously king queen off is a little bit trickier.
Understandable.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's
Professional, but
Shout out to Keegan Westover in the chat. The first one to get my reference. You got it right, Donnie?
yeah, but I didn't want to say anything.
No,
I knew you were asking in the chat.
I know, but I'm just checking your
Back in the day.
back in the day. My all-time favorite main
Classic.
event final table.
yeah.
Really?
I did a run it back with
Sevens.
Spraggy.
Sevens.
It's on YouTube. Go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Run it back with Spraggy.
You're off
2007
today
main
for
event
ribs.
final table. I've never laughed harder.
Pads
it
earlier.
goes.
Pads earlier just stone cold, called the king queen off. First man when I opened, he's like, "You had king queen, right?" What the fuck? How does he know?
Just a general sense of things, I suppose.
10 seconds.
Jack 4 here, limped pot, blind versus blind. Schulman takes the lead. Check raise to 200 from Chewy. Gonna put the pressure on Schulman, but he's sticking around. Has the best of it, of course, has position. Schulman here fills up, although it's the lower end of the full house.
$320 gets it done. As Schulman now hitting the 4 million chip mark, closing back in again on Lichtenberger.
Like 1.8?
Yeah, roughly.
Cool.
10 seconds.
All in.
Wow, McEwan with the shove. Threes into the middle. That gets it done. All right, still three-handed here inside the PokerGO Studio as we look at the beautiful Las Vegas skyline to once again remind you to join the tribe, grow the game, and pursue mastery over at octopipoker.ai, the most accessible poker study platform for all skill levels. Sign up for free right now. If you become a paying member, you're automatically entered into a raffle that gives you a chance
He shoots the offer.
to play
Shoots the offer, yeah.
I'm good, man.
event 1 of the 2025
Did
Poker
he resign or
Masters.
did he fight a little bit?
No, he just went for the ultimate weak move, just disconnected and made me waste
what
45
a
seconds.
weasel. Requesting the take back and then the disconnect. My.
Yeah.
What game is this?
Chess.
Oh, okay.
You play?
Not really. I mean, I did when I was a kid, like a little bit, but
It's a good game.
Schulman with the button raised to 180. Lichtenberger comes along. We see Jack 9-7. Schulman pairs his 7. Speaking of history between players, Lichtenberger and Schulman might be right up there as far as hands played versus each other.
Yeah, they've had a lot of battles here in the studio. Good friends as well. So I'm sure they're extremely familiar with each other's game. And, you know, I think that we're seeing some of that where when these two are in a pot, it tends to be cautious proceedings, which tells you that, you know, well, one, just the situation. They're the two chip leaders. They don't want to go too crazy right now. They're very much in line to get heads up. And then also they probably have a lot of respect for each other's games. So let's see if Schulman wants to find a value bet here. He did earlier when it was checked down between him and John Riordan and the board went
10 seconds.
or hit a pair on the river, and here kind of similar situation. He's gonna come. Looks like 240. Nothing there for Chewy. And Schulman up over 4 million now. Right there with Lichtenberger. We saw Nick not too long ago win the opening event of the PGT Last Chance Series. Came into that final table earlier this month as the chip leader. Ran a big bluff against Zhao Samao that didn't work out, but he was still able to come back and get the win. And then, of course, went on to finish second to Jeremy Osmus in the PGT $1 Million Championship. And for those unaware, I mean, you're living under a rock, of course, but Nick Schulman, co-commentator alongside AJ Benza for High Stakes Poker. New season airing now on PokerGO. Second episode of season 14 aired yesterday. Have a couple new faces in the mix this season, including the popular Jared Blesnick, the colorful Jared Blesnick. He's out there battling. So High Stakes Poker season 14 on PokerGO. New episodes every Monday. Chewy's got his favorite hand. Jack 7 off comes in with the raise. And Schulman's got a playable ace jack. And it's also dominating Lichtenberger. So here we go. Once again between these two. And it comes jack high. All spades.
No spades in play for these two, but they both have a jack. Might see Schulman try and extract some on multiple streets here. If you're Schulman, Donnie, how much of a concern are these spades? Are you trying to build a large pot on the turn, or would a bet like this potentially slow you down?
Well, I think you probably are going to be less inclined to just go crazy and try and get the chips in here. Again, with 3 spades being out there, flushes can be present, yes, so might slow things down a little bit, but obviously I still think Schulman is in a good spot here to pick up some chips as long as things hold for him. And he's going to start this one off with a call in position. Or sorry, raise. My fault.
So Schulman is indeed building that pot. Flipping the script back around on Lichtenberger. What sort of hands does Lichtenberger think Schulman can raise with here?
think some good jacks. There can be some draw type of hands in there, hands that have straight draw plus flush draws, you know, all together. This is probably going to be an action killer. You know, also if you're Schulman, I mean, Chewy can have spades, at least one of them, of course.
Wow, we got all spades board here. Is there any logic to either player stabbing here to sell the story that they might have a dangler of a spade somewhere, hiding somewhere?
Yeah, I think if you want to turn your hand into a bluff, go ahead. There's a million out there to fight for, so.
Now, if you're Chewy here, Donnie.
880.
Oh, wow, here he comes, 880. I was just going to say, do you size up to make that story more convincing?
I mean, if you go back to the start of the hand, pre-flop, Chewy came in with a raise from the small blind, which can probably mean one of two things. He's probably taking a polar approach, so really bad or really good. And if it's in the really good category, I mean, it can have a spade in it, a high spade. And then fast forwarding to the river, should you have a high spade in your hand and you want to extract some value, you know, what sort of sizing are you going to go with?
And
probably a larger size to get as much value as possible, and that's what Chewy did.
Professional bet.
It is. Fold your opponent off a chop, great spot.
All right, Lichtenberger gets it done again, extends his lead here in this three-handed battle as Matthew McEwan still, in a way, a bit of a spectator. A lot tighter than the other two, for sure. His VPIP 26% versus the 46 and 40% of both Lichtenberger and Schulman.
Seconds.
160.
160,000.
And here it is. Snake eyes for Schulman. Pocket aces.
10 seconds.
Snake eyes, huh?
The ones.
The burgers.
The ace burgers for Schulman in the small blind after Lichtenberger raised to 160. Look at the sizing, Donnie. He makes it 625 from the small blind. Are you surprised to see him go a little larger like this?
No, not really. I mean, I think if you go smaller, you just run the risk of Chewy calling in position, which, I mean, it's not the worst thing because you do have aces, yes, but...
Professional. Wow, my friend. Wow.
He shows it.
Wow. I had the medicine, though.
Professional fold, my friend. Wow.
I guess I had two spades, so it wasn't really that great. Where'd the fives are out?
All right, so Schulman picked up aces, but couldn't make a whole lot of profit there as Lichtenberger kicked it into the muck. As we take a look at the 2025 PokerGO Cup event schedule. Event number 1 kicking off on February 11th. It's a $25K championship bonus for the series leaderboard win. And we also have a satellite for event number 1, which is a 5K event to get things going here in February, all the way up to February 19th, a $26,000 buy-in. 25K of that will go into the prize pool. So please make sure you don't miss out either as a player or as a poker fan. Jeff and Brent will be on the call to provide you expert analysis, jokes, and banter of the 2025 PokerGO Cup. Once again, welcome to the show. My name is Remko, Rinkema. Donnie Peters in the booth with me for some expert analysis. We are still three-handed at the PokerGO Studio between Lichtenberger, Schulman, and McEwan. Let us know in the chat who you're rooting for. And look at this, approaching 500 likes on YouTube. Please smash that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Turn on those notifications if you want, because we are live every day this week until Saturday with a No Limit Hold'em High Roller final table featuring all of your favorite players.
I have just under 4.8. You have just under 4.
3.0.
1.775.
All right.
You have just under what? Like 4.8?
4.8, yeah.
Cool.
You said what, Nick?
3.950.
Schulman with the button raise to 200 as the blinds are now 50K, 100K.
1.2.
1.2.
Fold.
And look at this, McEwan with threes again. Going for the aggressive action, getting it done. Little aquapana there for Chewy to stay well hydrated. Let us know in the chat what you're sipping on. Donnie and I got some coffee going, as always. Little tea there for Mr. Schulman. And I think I see a little Whole Foods water in the back there for McEwan. Perhaps brought his own. BYOW, perhaps.
Is there a corking fee?
There should be. Lichtenberger limps in from the small. Schulman, king 4, decides to check back. Queen 10, 8, 2 diamonds. Gin flop for Lichtenberger. Now he's got to find a way to extract some value.
Wow, my friend.
I know. They gave it all to me. Is he on deck? No. What's that? Oh, too big, yeah.
Chewy inquiring whether we see the snack attack in the box. Unfortunately, he'll be in the main room instead. If you haven't seen it yet, on Netflix, Queer Eye, featuring The Snack Attack, also featuring Andrew Lichtenberger, by the way. Have you seen the episode yet, Donnie?
No, I haven't.
Come on, man. We talked about this.
We did talk about it.
Your wife probably watched it already.
No, she didn't. I told her that there was a dealer from the ARIA, a well-known dealer at that. Shout out Clyde. But no, we haven't watched it yet.
My friend, wow.
So Donnie's got some homework. Same for you guys at home if you haven't seen it yet. And please give Clyde a follow on YouTube. He's been doing some podcasts with some top poker players. If you just search for Clyde the Snack Attack, you'll be able to find it. Stacks starting to level out just a hair here as McEwan has added a few more chips to his stack, up to 22 big blinds right now. Really anyone's game here, three-handed between three very skillful players as Schulman picks up the lovely-looking 10-9 of hearts.
200. Okay.
9-7-3. Both players with top pair. We could see some blood getting spilled here. It's always interesting when two players make top pair. Schulman again on the right side of things, but the last time he was, the board ran out 5 spades and Chewy took it away with a bluff. A bit more conservative here as we go check. Schulman perhaps already thinking about 2 streets of value if a low card comes on the turn.
You mean the river?
On the river, yes.
375,000.
Well, Chewy's the one betting here.
Schulman happy to come along. Is this one of those situations where you're pretty good calling it down, not necessarily wanting to bloat the pot?
Yeah, and you know, I think there's going to be some inferior hands, some bluffs that come from Chewy. Might be a texture that he wants to attack. I mean, we can obviously see that, yeah, he had top pair when he bet the turn, but he doesn't necessarily need to have that once Schulman checks back on the flop. Ace here on the river, probably going to favor Schulman. You know, he's going to have some ace highs that check back flop, call turn, so Lichtenberger might just opt to shut this one down. But then again, he might come with it.
150.
Blocker sizing, just try and get a showdown here.
And Schulman is going to make the call and see the good news. Lichtenberger with the inferior 9. And this will give Nick Schulman the chip lead at this final table for the very first time. So Schulman now leading ahead of Lichtenberger and McEwan.
Seconds.
Can't get trapped 2 hands in a row. I can't let myself get trapped in a row, no.
No, you can't go 2 in a row. You have 1.9?
I have 2,075,000.
Thank you.
Yep.
10 seconds.
250.
10 seconds.
McEwan defending with King 5. After Schulman made a 250 to go. Off a 22 big blind stack. Ace 9 7, 2 spades. Favorable for Schulman, who both has a spade and also a 9. Give me some more insights into how you approach three-handed play as the chip leader now that Schulman has taken on that role.
Yeah, I mean, naturally you just have a little bit more license to put some pressure on your opponents. Now, we can obviously see that Schulman's chip lead isn't the largest, but he is in that #1 spot. And I think just, you know, going off what we see from Schulman often when he is the chip leader, he will be willing to put pressure on, you know, as we saw from Chewy when he was the chip leader for much of this final table. So probably a bit of similar proceedings, just different player operating. Another nice one here for Schulman, King Jack off.
200.
Can't play the 6 deuce off. So Schulman up over 5 million now. Chewy comes with the raise, 3.5x the big blind, and Schulman has a playable ace-7 of clubs. Comes with the call. Has position, of course has the larger stack here, so good spot for him to be in. Queen 8-3, 1 club, couple of diamonds. Check, check, and we see the 6 of hearts come on the turn. Lichtenberger keeping that equity red around 30%, picking up a double gutter now. 7 or a jack for him. Of course, we know he can also connect with a 9 or a 10 here. And he comes with 400K. Schulman cannot continue, and Lichtenberger back up over 4 million. Chewy gets that button raised through.
Sounds good.
Lichtenberger and Schulman both working with right around 45 big blinds. Schulman narrowly out in front, and then McEwan there under 16 bigs for him. So keep an eye on that as he's getting into that territory where his next move might be for all of his chips as Schulman picks up an ace-9 off here on the button. 200K is the raise. And hello, ace-king for Chewy. Gonna play it slow, just calls. And this flop could be troublesome for Schulman. Both players connecting with top pair. Lichtenberger's ace-king, top pair, top kicker. He's also got that ace of diamonds, so any backdoor diamonds that come in, which Schulman has the 9 of diamonds, could add to the trouble for Mr. Schulman. 150K here. Lichtenberger calls. Seven pairs the board. Could slow things down a little bit for Schulman. Obviously, will depend on what Lichtenberger's approach is here, and he's going to come with the lead. Schulman calls. 3 of clubs on the river. 1.2 million out there. Check mark to Lichtenberger.
Extension.
$850.
850,000.
Right around 2/3 pot from Lichtenberger. Really putting Schulman in a tricky spot here with this 2 pair. If you're Schulman, I mean, Chewy can have 7s here. I think that 7 pairing the board on the turn probably favors him out of the big blind, and he can take a lead approach and then come with it on the river. And Schulman does sniff it out. Not necessarily that he was up against a better ace, but
Good fold, good fold.
did identify that he's probably behind and gets out of the way. Well done by him.
I had a pretty sneaky hand.
Wow.
It's possible I won the minimum.
It is possible, I suppose.
McEwan's turn here to pick up the ace-king. Same suits as well. Ace of diamonds, king of clubs. Schulman, if he elects to play this one, would once again be in a dominating spot. This time his king is dominated with the king 3 off.
Check.
Check, check, 9 on the turn.
Despite losing that previous hand, Schulman's still very comfortable in chips. Excellent laydown there of the ace-9. It's going to be hard to lose a whole lot more in this hand, though. Wow. As I just finished the sentence, both players hit a king on the river after no action on flop and turn. And all of a sudden, this is going to cost Schulman some chips here. Goes for a small bet of 100K. If you're McEwan here, Donnie. Oh, wow. Just comes with the call. Perhaps.
Wow, my friend.
Yeah, Schulman with the block there, just trying to get the showdown.
Are you never raising for value there, Donnie, after no action on flop and turn?
I mean, Schulman could have a 10, of course, calling out of the big blind. I don't think you necessarily accomplish too much there with the raise. I think it's more important to, you know, take the conservative approach so you preserve your stack in a tournament setting versus trying to go for some thin value there.
Pocket pair for Lichtenberger, raising the button to 200K. McEwan giving it some thought in the big blind. He's going to come along and make the call.
You have 1-6? 1-7?
1-8.
1-8.
Schulman just losing the minimum
only have 7
in
yellows,
both
so-
spots. Very well done by him.
Started with 1-8.
Okay, got you. Thank you.
The 3.6 million is going to feel like 5 million. If he had been able to see Lichtenberger's cards, that is, because of course he'll have to wait till the hand airs before realizing that his ace-9 fold was also the right one. Meanwhile, after a check-check, we've arrived on a turn where the ace of hearts appears. McEwan's 10-8 is best here. Matthew McEwan, 1.4 million in career tournament earnings. A poker professional, his largest cash to date, $192,000 in the World Poker Tour Mystery Bounty back in 2023. Also made a very, very tough final table at the WSOP last summer. Finished 6th in the 5K 6 max as McEwan here checks this down and rakes it in. He also has a US Poker Open final table in 2023 where he got 4th for a 99,000. This is his
Must have been
third
2 sevens.
PokerGO Tour final table.
Did I say that wins too smugly?
I wouldn't call it smug. You just said it like it was 2 sevens. But not smug at all.
Professional read.
Yeah. Professional read, my friend.
Come on, give me 7s again.
Don't give him 7s again.
Give me the 7s, come on.
Two big hands here for three-handed play. McEwan limping in with ace-10, opening up some potential fireworks here.
Yeah, probably going to come with a limp jam would be my guess.
10 seconds.
On.
There it is.
Wow. McEwan shoves. Lichtenberger snaps it off.
Wow.
These players are going to see have the same hand.
First you run
McEwan,
down my
of course,
7s.
with
Now
spades.
you're,
Slight favorite.
you're pipping me in this ace-10 race. You folded spades?
No, I don't remember what no, queen of diamonds, 5 of clubs, I believe.
I think you had 7 spades, 4. Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
wow.
Okay, that's a
all
professional.
spades on the flop. Can he make a royal? Well, no royal flush here for McEwan, but he flops the nut flush and gets a sneaky little double up through Andrew Lichtenberger, who goes from hero to short stack.
All right. I didn't see that.
Yeah, all right is right.
Poker is a very tough game.
Yeah, it's cruel. Very cruel at times.
2, 4.
Very, very tough game.
Yeah.
One moment you're in full control. The next you're on the bottom looking up at two bigger stacks. Andrew Lichtenberger, 21.1 million in career tournament
Somehow I wish
earnings.
you had ace-9 with a suit. Feels like it would have been
Long-time
more
professional,
pleasant.
looking for another big win. He's got 6 titles on the PokerGO Tour. Most recently, winning the Poker Masters 15K back in 2023.
Still 24 big blinds to work with for Lichtenberger, so still a decently healthy stack, not completely crushed here.
Schulman getting aggressive with 8 deuce, picking on Lichtenberger a little bit. McEwan was all but out of here, and now leading the charge, sitting on 45 big blinds. Could be a marquee win for him if he takes this down versus 2 of the best in the game. Lichtenberger still 3 years away from Poker Hall of Fame eligibility. already make the case. Both live and online. Incredible resumes.
200.
You have like 5?
Just about.
Thanks.
A little less, 4.5, close enough.
$7.
700.
3-bet here from Schulman. And McEwan's got a couple of 8s, and he's the chip leader. Interesting spot here.
Let's just end it on a 3-way all-in.
Yeah,
We've
like
done this
3?
before.
Yeah, let's go. Didn't we do it at the kickoff?
We did, actually.
2.95 behind.
Let's go.
Justin Young, Alex Foxon, and
Was it David
was it
Coleman?
Coleman or Wallman? Coleman. I think it was Coleman. Yeah, you're right. It was Coleman. Nominated, by the way, for Hand of the Year. Jokes aside, of course, Chewy not going to shove Jack 8 in there. But McEwan here with 8s has a huge decision, and
Wow,
he jams
professional.
all in. Chewy out of the way. What decision?
I think you have to fold. I mean, this is just a tough spot.
10 seconds.
Wow, McEwan does it pre-flop.
I
had a great hand.
Especially 3-handed.
I mean, look at the stacks now. McEwan punishing his opponents. Back into 2 longtime pros into a corner. Nick Schulman, 6-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner after he took down the closer at WSOP Paradise just a few months ago. Started off his bracelet hunt, winning the 10K No Limit Deuce in 09 and in 2012. Schulman, one of those players I look forward to seeing in the 100K mixed game Super High Roller Bowl.
10 seconds.
Along with
You've acquired the driver's seat.
Daniel Beres, Phil Ivey,
So for now.
For now.
Jungle Man. Give me some more names. Who's going to be in that 100K?
Jared Blesnick.
10
All in.
All in.
Jam here
Nothing
from
to do.
Lichtenberger.
Yay.
Philip Sternheimer. Daniel Negreanu.
Last hand of this one.
The level of death is upon us. 75K, 125K. Usually,
We had a good thing going on when this guy had 800K.
That was great. Now 150 big blind. That's a big jump. That's a big jump.
That's a big jump.
10 seconds.
Fortunately, I know the most powerful move in the game.
It's a strong move.
It is a strong move.
The min raise?
Yeah.
Probably going to come with that move once again. Or at least close to it.
Time extension.
$1.4.
1.4.
Schulman out of the way. McEwan's going to follow suit, and Lichtenberger picks that one up there.
Here's a look at the outside of the PokerGO Studio to remind you of PokerGo's newest plan. Become a PokerGo VIP now and get an annual subscription plus access to run-at-once training content with PokerU. Watch and learn like never before. Join or upgrade today at PokerGo.com so you might learn from these 3 legends on your screen, Jason Kuhn, Phil Galfond, and Dan Jungleman Cates, among the many coaches who have created amazing content for Run-At-Once, which we are happy to be able to share with you through PokerU.
A couple of queens now for Lichtenberger, and McEwan's got a king 10 suited. So as the chip leader,
On.
there it is. And Chewy's going to call. Here we
Lady
go.
Gaga.
Oh boy.
Oh, here we go indeed. Lichtenberger with a chance to double back through McEwan, who did him dirty just a few hands ago. Ace-10 versus Ace-10.
I mean, we both have very playable hands.
Resulting in a double up for McEwan. Let's see if Lichtenberger's queens can hold
Are
up.
you going for the straight, the flush, or the king?
I think just king in the window.
King in the window.
McEwan
I think I'm just going
declaring.
for queens full.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah.
All right, here comes the flop. 6, 3, 8. None of that, but McEwan picks up a flush draw.
How you feeling?
You already flushed Chewy once.
Yep.
I feel
Flush him
good,
again.
but I mean, you're really out here with these suits.
McEwan needs a heart to send Chewy to the rail.
9
Turn
diamonds.
card. It's the 9 of spades. McEwan now at 15 outs.
Too many?
Too many, perhaps, as he can also make a straight. Andrew Lichtenberger. Looking for a favorable river card to keep his dreams alive in this event.
2.6.
The river card is the 4 of spades.
Strong.
I
And
mean,
Lichtenberger
against this guy, I got to pull out the tricks.
back to that oh-so-comfortable chip lead position, as we are still three-handed here in event 1 of the PGT Kickoff.
I think that's actually short.
It's been a good final table so far.
You know why that happened?
2-6, right?
Level of death.
Oh, level of death. Exactly.
First thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go. You get to the 75, 150 level, the chips just fly in.
The chat is also convinced that it was a case of too many outs.
Well, it's always a case of too many outs. We know that all too well in these streams. Come on. You need like
Maybe he'll be here.
6 to 10
Just kind of end.
is like the right amount of outs.
He must
Right.
know how much we miss him.
I tried to talk to him at the last chance. He's like, maybe. Okay, last chance you cash, you come play the poker. That's right.
Was the free roll final in here, or did they do it in the main area?
The main area.
Gotcha. So is that just down for the year, or just for the series?
It's for certain series.
Gotcha.
The PokerGO Cup.
Yeah, okay.
Wow, you're in the driver's seat now, huh?
Yeah. Just how I like it. All right, let him live for now.
McEwan and Lichtenberger going at it again this time. Neither player decided to raise before the flop.
Probably time for Lichtenberger to start trying to get some value out of this hand. And there is 200K.
Good fold.
Nice.
McEwan lets it go. Lichtenberger has both his opponents sort of hanging out in the same corner, 17 and 16 big blinds respectively.
So Brandon was at the final table of the 25K again in Florida.
Is he really?
Wow, he's on some rip, dude.
Apparently he was chip leader.
Is it today?
I think so, yeah.
Welcome to all the new viewers tuned in for this three-handed battle. While you're at it, please hit that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I promise you, multiple clips per day. We have WSOP 2004 classic episodes being released on the daily. Special releases of those to draw you back into some nostalgia. And then also highlights from the new season of High Stakes Poker coming out. Almost every night we have a new hand. And then right now, live streams today through Saturday. So if you love poker, you might as well be a subscriber to the PokerGO YouTube channel.
Did you happen to see how many players I got?
No, I did not see. This was coming from, who was I sitting? Who was to my right yesterday that was looking at, oh, it was Steven. Steven was telling me.
Lichtenberger with the playable one here. Ace-10 off on the button.
Time extension.
Colin.
And just coming with a jam, applying maximum pressure on both his opponents, resulting in 2 quick folds.
Wasted time extensions, okay.
They sneak up on you when it's 20. I mean,
I know.
Just be thinking about like something fairly normal.
Feels like a good hand.
Only 3-handed though, so not too much removal.
Yeah.
Saw some woman in the ARIA walking around. She had her dog's hair dyed. I mean, that should be a felony, right? That's grotesque, you know.
What color?
Dog had this pink. Like, I mean,
it's a bit much.
It's just.
Maybe the dog loves it though,
Yeah,
right?
I'm not saying
Who knows?
like crazy time, but a year to think about.
10 seconds.
Would you dye your dog's hair?
No, no chance. I'm with Schulman on that.
350?
You know what really pisses me off?
What's that?
You know,
I can't wait.
They make. I'll get to it later. we got some poker being played here. Lichtenberger raising it up to 350 with King 7. Schulman finds queens in the big blind. 15 big blinds. Are we shoving here, Donnie? Are we going for the small 3-bet? Is there any trickery possible still?
I don't think you really need to get cute here.
All in.
There's the jam.
Yeah, all in
Fold.
shove. What hand does Lichtenberger need here? We heard
So
him
good, I
announce
was
fold.
thinking about calling. That's all that was.
I almost shoved. That obviously wouldn't have ended well.
Yeah, I think you would have had 2 unders. Maybe not, but
I had a
One under.
surprisingly good hand for.
you felt it, my friend.
Yeah, I did kind of feel fucked.
I'm surprised Nick missed the opportunity to say Lady Gaga on show it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
Why not, right? Ace-9 here for Lichtenberger. This might be time for him to come with it again.
10 seconds.
Although Schulman has chipped up a little bit here, so
300.
same hand for Schulman. Ace-9 off.
10
McEwan does have 10 bigs over there in the big blind.
1.9.
Time extension.
Fold.
McEwan gets out of the way. Is this scary for Chewy, or is this an opportunity?
You have 7 behind that?
I mean, I think it's...
750.
I mean, it's
yeah,
both,
750.
meaning I think Chewy is like right on the line with it.
Right.
Like, it's obviously an opportunity if Schulman has a king-queen suited, an ace-5 suited, stuff like that. Then again, it's scary because Schulman can have a lot better hands. He can have big pairs, of course. He can have better aces, so...
I don't love this. This is... Mamma mia.
The best way to make a profit is to get your opponent to fold the same hand. As a showdown would likely result in a chop, and Schulman takes this one down, back up to 3.3 million.
Bullshit, but I just figured. I don't really like that bullshit in general, though.
I'm with you.
Bad for the game.
As I was going to say.
What pisses you off?
Yeah, what
the
pisses
chat
me off,
wants
yeah,
to know.
I know. What pisses me off is when...
Well, you wanted to punish the 1 point.
We have a small dog. He's great. He's very active.
I had a playable hand.
Yeah, I was scared you were going to max punish it.
Something tells me you call for chips.
Yeah. Yeah.
When people put boots on their dogs, when it's completely unnecessary, it drives me crazy. I ran into a person at the DOGPERK. Of course, you can't say those words when you have a dog.
I'm so back.
A German Shepherd, Donnie.
This is another lucky hand.
55 degrees outside, sunny Las Vegas, wearing boots at the dog park.
Straight. You love making the non-nut straight.
It's
You're
kind
a
of
wild guy.
It's a little bit
Poor
exciting.
dog.
You just don't know if they're going to have the better one.
Yeah. The Jack-7 is super scary.
It's, yeah. That's what makes it so exciting.
It's a fun one.
Yeah, fair enough.
Eight bigs now for McEwan. Might find a shove here with the 9-8 suited. Even if called, probably a decent amount of equity. Just run the 5 out.
1.2?
1.2.
Wow,
That's just all in, right?
That's all
finds
in.
a call here. There it is.
All right, so
The dead man's
McEwan all in for 1.2 million. Nick Schulman makes the call with ace-8 and is well out in front here to reduce this field to his final 2 contenders.
People have corrected me on.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, it's aces and 8s post. It's the guy got killed.
Can we at least make this one interesting?
I hope not. You're very scary with the suited, though, my friend.
Yeah, you are pretty swift with those flushes.
All right, McEwan's tournament life on the line, but he's got a nice drawing hand. And I was going to say, which is improved upon by this flop, but the ace of clubs does not produce any other of the clover variety.
A 5 would be reasonable. Not too, like...
Backdoors available to McEwan.
Yeah,
the queen of
it's not gonna
spades
be
is
that
not
one.
going
Good
to
game, bro.
deliver
Good
that.
game,
Good game, guys.
And Nick Schulman gets the
folded
check
clubs, I
mark
just-
up to 4.5 million as Matthew McEwan collects
Yeah.
$54,600. And we have the heads-up battle that we predicted when they were down to 7. It is going to be Nick Schulman versus Andrew Lichtenberger for the first title of the 2025 PGT season, and $117,600. Donnie, how many points are up for grabs?
A lot. 235.
Poker, a game of infinite complexity. How simple can we make it? Every hand I play is a teacher, each emotion a guide. Our experience and technological innovation will help you unlock your game's potential. Octopi Poker. Pursue mastery.
Want to play online poker for free? With PlayPokerGo, you get the thrill of authentic poker anytime, anywhere. From quick casual games to action-packed tournaments, PlayPokerGO lets you compete against real players around the globe, all for free. No bots, no gimmicks, just pure poker fun. Hone your skills and enjoy the poker experience you love. Explore PlayPokerGO on web, iOS, and Android. Deal yourself in now.
We did it.
It's not that common.
Gotta slap myself on the
I
hand.
don't think we've ever made
Ren
a
Lin
fi-
style.
like a stream
Not
final
picking up
table
on that
here before.
commercial
Yeah.
coming up as we
No,
get
we
ready
have-
for the heads up battle.
oh,
Donnie, you were
yeah,
saying about
maybe
the
you're
points.
right.
I mean, we've been deep
Yeah, a
in
lot of
events.
points up for
Pretty
grabs.
rare to get heads
235
with
up
someone
top,
you're, like, really close.
151
It's
for
more rare than
second.
it looks like.
It seems like, given how many people are close, it should just happen all the time.
Yeah, it just doesn't though.
I know.
Schulman and Lichtenberger getting those chip counts verified. We can see on our screen that it'll be roughly 6 million to 4.5 million. So Lichtenberger with the slight advantage. Let us know in the chat, who are you rooting for? I mean, enough talk about these two guys getting two heads up play. I really want to know who has more fans. Is it Chewy or is it Schulman? Maybe I'll throw a poll in the chat here just to get some buzz going. And by the way, much love to everyone in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. I'll give you guys some shout outs as we are getting closer to crowning our first winner on the 2025 PGT season. Smash that like button. Let's get us up to 600 likes. It'd be very much appreciated. Nick Schulman, not only the winner of 6 bracelets, he also has 6 titles on the PGT. Of course, very recently winning
4, right?
an event at the Last Chance
4.5,
for 283K. Also won an event at the Last Chance in 2024. So no stranger to success inside our triangle room. And Schulman, the very first hand, picks up Ace Jack of Diamonds. Beautiful looking hand here for heads up play. Donnie, as far as predictions here, is it basically like flipping a coin between these two?
Yeah, I mean, could just come down to card distribution, you know. I mean, yes, Lichtenberger has the edge here, but it's not a, you know, a super dominating edge. Schulman still has 30 big blinds to work with, so plenty deep. We obviously know the skill level and the experience of these two players. They're very familiar with each other, so let's just enjoy the show.
Enjoying the show is what I'm going to do, because you don't get the chance to watch these top players fight it out for the title all too often, so perhaps we'll learn a thing or two. Meanwhile, the flop produces nothing, but the turn has an ace for Schulman. Let's see how much he's going to come with here.
90.
A bet in the fold, and first blood drawn by Nick Schulman.
Oh, sorry.
Back to the points for 1 second. So last year, or last season, I should say, on the PGT, to get into the PGT $1 Million Championship, it was 969 was 40th place. So 235 up top here. You're a quarter of the way there. So great way to start the season.
Right.
You know, you get a couple of these wins. You know, you're up there challenging, if not in the top 40. And then, you know, you're playing for your share of $1 million in the free roll. Pretty darn good spot to be in.
Jack 5-4. Schulman flopping 2 pair, and Lichtenberger the one betting out. Now, how much of heads-up play is strategic versus mathematic versus, you know, playing your opponent, which is something that in the current day and age might not be as prevalent as it once was?
Yeah, I think a lot of times, you know, you're going to approach it strategically, mathematically. But in this case, because these players have so much experience with one another, there might not be that feeling out period that you often see in heads-up play. You know, you get down to heads-up play, and it's not that you haven't been playing with someone for the duration of a tournament, the duration of a final table. But heads up is just such a different dynamic, even more so than three-handed play, you know, 4, 5, 6, etc. Once you get down to heads up, you know, you have to adjust. These guys know each other plenty. They might have quite a bit of, you know, experience. I can't recall exactly how many times they might have been heads up together, but I would guess a time or two for sure. So skip that feel out period and just get after it. Schulman has taken the lead here early on.
And pocket aces for Lichtenberger in the big blind after Schulman just limped.
10 seconds.
How much slow playing do you allow yourself, or should you always be focused on building a pot when a big holding arrives at your doorstep?
Wow. I've had a lot of power so far too, but not that much power.
It's interesting when you have the big blind ante at play, because there is often so much limping from the button, just because that big blind ante, just you have to basically play every button, right? So if you're limping so often, you can throw some of those premiums into that limping strategy, and it doesn't really look anything like surprising. Like if you're raising, and all of a sudden you limp, okay, it might be like, that's a little bit of a red flag there. But in this case, you know, I think it's understandable that you try and mask your play a little bit.
375.
Raise here from Lichtenberger as he's back into the lead with that last pot. So a little bit of a exchanging some jabs here early on.
Pretty starting hand here for Schulman. Queen Jack suited, raising to 375. Blind still at 75K 150 as Lichtenberger finds 8-5 off in the big blind. Donnie, for those that don't often end up in heads-up situations, how do you treat hands like 8-5, 9-6, perhaps a 10-7, suited, unsuited, you know, in situations where you are raised onto in a situation like this?
Well, in a situation where you have the big blind ante at play, you're often getting a good price that you're going to want to continue. I also think that these guys specifically here are above 30 big blinds each, so a little bit more playability there. A hand like an 8-5 off, you might just want to fold if you're on the shorter side because you're just looking for spots to you know, jam and get your money in. But here I think it's fine to just take a flop and approach things post. Of course, then from there, and you and I have talked about it many times in the past before, but heads-up poker, you know, you just got to be willing to stick around with less premium hands than you might think, you know, second pair, third pair, high cards, stuff like that. You know, you're just going to kind of want to be in there. You see Chewy does improve to the best hand here on the river with those pair of 8s. Schulman bricked out on that flush draw, also those overs.
$450.
450.
He's going to come with 450. And that's enough. Chewy back in the lead.
Poker Chat Pro and PokerGO asking about chops. Are chops available? These guys can do whatever they want. We haven't received any information here in the booth, so as far as we're concerned, they're playing for the normal payouts.
Yep.
117.6 up top, 75.6 in second. If they do chop, and sometimes they do, then you know, we'll often talk about it here. We'll report it. Most of the time, it's just a, you know, kind of a straight ICM chop. They look at the chips, they figure out the ICM, they divide up the money, and they go from there. But you will see the players then play for the points, because you can't chop up the points. The points are locked. Play for the trophies, the titles, all that sort of stuff. So if we get that information, yeah, we'll relay it to you guys. Nothing to hide here, but we don't have any information on a chop just yet.
Check.
I could see these guys chopping. I could also see them not chopping. I mean, they're good friends, so maybe they just decide, heck, let's just chop it. I could also see these guys are extremely experienced. They're certainly well-versed in playing buy-ins much larger than 5K, so maybe they decide, you know, let's just play this one.
Yeah, I also think that the fact that the points can't be chopped just doesn't really change the equation as far as how do you approach the heads-up battle, because you really want the points as well. So then you might as well keep the cash up for grabs. And like you said, Donnie, we're not talking about a 500K swing here. We're talking about a relatively small buy-in for big high rollers like these two guys, as Schulman is left with just king high here.
10 seconds.
Lichtenberger stretching out a little bit of a lead here, up to 6.5 million. Schulman on 4 million.
Jack 6 for Schulman. I wonder if this hand will get a pardon. Decides to just call. As we've mentioned many times, the incentive is very, very great to play every hand here from the button with the size of the big blind ante.
175.
Fold.
Quick and easy one here for Schulman. Little look back at the poll here. Schulman has slightly more fans, 57% to 43%. Both players well liked in the poker industry. Reminder for those just tuning in, PGT.com has the updated standings as well as live reporting of event number 2, which will get you prepared for tomorrow's action. Streaming the final 7 tomorrow.
$250. 10 seconds.
Lichtenberger with a monster here, ace king suited. Schulman also with a strong heads up hand, calling with ace 7. Nice looking flop, 2 overs in the flush draw for Lichtenberger. Schulman gets lucky by not catching anything that would get him into trouble.
Yeah, this one comes ace high, and it's going to be bad news for Schulman, but this texture, you know, he could get away here. Could see him peel one with the ace high, of course. He's just going to fold it.
Another powerhouse.
Wow, my friend.
I know.
I played that hand quite well, objectively.
Yeah.
That particular time.
Could have been worse.
Yeah. I had an ace too, my friend.
Ooh. Mamma mia.
Renlin versus Renlin at the final table here.
Ace king off before, wow. That is very sneaky.
I know.
I like it.
Yeah, he was short. Figured I would try to rope you in. Oh, you had the 9 of diamonds. I guess that didn't work well for me in the end.
10 seconds.
You could have gone different directions.
Absolutely.
Schulman finding out that earlier Chewy had the ace-king from the big blind when Schulman ended up folding the ace-9. Was a good fold in the end by Schulman, got out of the way. But tricky from Chewy. Limp spot here. Jack 8-5, all diamonds. 5 pairs the board on the turn after both players checked. And Lichtenberger's got trips. Check again. Queen of diamonds completes the board.
$150.
Wow.
One hand. Okay?
One hand.
One more hand before the blinds go up. Moving things right along.
I didn't know the blinds could go up any further.
Oh yeah. Sky is the limit, buddy.
Lichtenberger, king 6 suited, and ace 4 off for Schulman.
All in.
All in.
How much is it?
3.2? Sorry. Quite a bit more. 3.5.
Schulman only for 3.5. King 6
yeah, my
suited.
friend.
I know.
Right on the cusp here.
Yeah, close, but
Are you giving me credit for the 8-6 offsuit or one of those?
If you have that hand, I
I think lean fold here. Both players going to take a drink. Whoever finishes first wins the pot.
Whenever someone impersonates Renlin, he
Fold.
has to take a shot. And Lichtenberger ultimately ends up folding. Schulman happy to take some chips.
All right, 100, 200, 200.
It's a close one.
Biggest card in the deck.
Yeah. I figured as much. I had a
Jack
second biggest
10.
card suited.
Wow.
6. Tricky.
I think you performed very well.
Yeah. Jack 10 suited, I would have been in there.
Yeah.
That's cozy.
Yeah, for sure. Make a whole straight today, my dear.
10 seconds.
Or like our friend who's no longer here, flush. Also possible.
10 seconds.
7.
7.
Lichtenberger gets those chips right back. Are playing 100,000, 200,000 now. Schulman on 18 big blinds.
Queen of clubs on the turn gives Schulman the nuts. Not much to speak of here for Lichtenberger, but Schulman is obviously going to try and build this one.
Sorry. Had Jack 9.
I'd have folded to 25.
Ace deuce for Schulman. Let's see if he wants to come in for the raise here.
10 seconds.
All in. 3.3.
Gonna play for it all here is Schulman. Nothing there for Lichtenberger. Gets through. Now 21 bigs for Schulman.
Heads up is kind of strange if you're watching it between two top players. Because in a way, you're just waiting for someone to find a great hand versus someone to find a hand that is also great but not as great to get the money in here. Because we can all sort of agree that Lichtenberger or Schulman isn't going to outplay the other by any significant margin.
Yeah, I mean, kind of just waiting for things to collide, of course. Not that either of these players can't get after it. You know, we could see it, but at least so far, it seems like it's going to kind of just lead to a clash of hands.
We're still waiting on that big clash. And if you want to get your own big clash, well, you can do so right now at playpokergo.com. A fun and free online poker game. So deal yourself in right now at playpokergo.com, available on web, iOS, and Android. And let me tell you, I've been mixing it up there in the Play PokerGO streets. It is a fun and casual game. Just so nice to, you know, watch some Netflix at home and get the old phone out, grind a few hands, outplay some opponents. Definitely a big fan. I think the product that we have currently is just terrific. So take my word for it. Playpokergo.com. Deuce 3-5, rainbow flop. Trips here for Schulman, as there's not much to fight for here, but of course every hand counts.
250.
Fold.
Fold.
Schulman slowly chipping away at Lichtenberger's chip lead, but still about a 2 million chip gap. Gold trophy displayed on the table. We'll go home with one of these two, along with the $117,000 top prize. Lichtenberger limps in with ace-8. Schulman with a suited 10-4. Checks behind. Ace, Queen, Jack. Top pair for Lichtenberger. Not much to go on here for Schulman.
250.
Schulman started this hand with 21 big blinds, so he's got to watch his step carefully. Nine of diamonds on the turn after Schulman called.
Check.
Still looking for a king to make his Broadway straight, unless he has plans of taking this away from Lichtenberger at a later stage.
$750.
750.
$750 gets it done. No further plans for Schulman as he looks to nurture his stack. Now a 2-to-1 dog here in this heads-up battle. Schulman limping in with a suited 9-4. Lichtenberger with their raising hand here.
Yep, there it is. Quick fold from Schulman. Couple of sevens now for Lichtenberger. A little bit of a rush. Schulman checks his option with Queen Deuce off. King 8-3. Couple of clubs. Check, check to see the 4 of clubs on the turn. Check, check again. 4 diamonds pairs the board on the river. Don't think this is just a snap fold out of Schulman. I mean, I know it's just queen high, but he's got queen deuce, so he's unblocking like all that middle stuff that can now just bluff. And queen high does have some value.
Schulman giving it some serious consideration here, and there it is. He makes the call with queen high, ready to muck, and Lichtenberger gets tremendous value from his sevens. Well played.
Almost 8 million now for Lichtenberger as he continues to chip away at Schulman. Little hydration here from Schulman. Get right back in there.
Schulman again defending from the button, just limping in, seeing lots of flops. 8, queen, 10 looked quite good until the queen and the 10 popped up, but still Schulman well out in front here, perhaps looking to regain some ground. Quick check, check. Schulman's 8 will deliver him the check mark. Ace of diamonds on the river.
Yeah, Lichtenberger here maybe comes with a bet. I mean, he's got basically the nut low. He does opt to just check it. Schulman's going to win.
Playing the board.
Might not seem like a lot, but definitely helps Schulman quite a bit more than it would Lichtenberger just by winning this hand.
Yeah.
They all count.
Lichtenberger in a good spot here. 7.5 million to just under 3 million. Be enough for Schulman to put it in.
10 seconds.
All in.
There it is. Quick fold.
Yeah, it looks as though we're going to see a lot more of that in the coming hands as Schulman looks to regain some ground. 14 big blinds to 37 big blinds. And of course, we know that Schulman could win this tournament in 2 hands. You know, that's how things go in heads-up play, especially the way that it is right now. So don't count him out just yet.
All in.
Schulman with the shove again. Jack 8 this time. I was getting excited here in hopes of Chewy finding something.
Nope. Just a queen. Not good enough.
You have 3-8, right? No?
No. I have 3.150 back.
Oh, okay. 33, okay.
I think there's 10.4 in play.
Gotcha.
Is that right? An average of 5.2?
Yes.
Is that what that says?
5250, yeah.
Okay.
King 10-5 all spades. Schulman with both a pair and a spade, although it is sort of like the emergency spade that you can't really build upon, but hey, it's better to have it than to not have it. What considerations do we have here, Donnie? Do we let Lichtenberger do the betting? Is our hand so strong that we want to make this pot bigger?
I lean call. I mean, I could also see Schulman just finding a way to get his money in, but I think call is a preferable approach here. I think having that deuce of spades obviously helps your hand. It's a little bit more important in heads-up play than it would be regularly. 10 here pairs the board.
Schulman hoping to extract some more from Lichtenberger, who opts to check back. 6 of hearts completes the board. Are we usually going for a third check here, Donnie?
In some frequency, yes. I mean, I don't always think that, you know, a lot of these plays are just 100-0 all the time. It's kind of a blend.
10 seconds.
If Schulman does bet, I would guess 450.
600.
600.
Okay, close enough.
Time extended.
Look at this. Lichtenberger with queen high does what Schulman tried as well, and both times it was no good. And Schulman chips up significantly to 4.5 million.
I mean, that pot didn't seem all that big because the action wasn't too crazy, but I mean, when the blinds are this big, it adds up quickly. Just about 22 bigs now for Nick, and just under 30 for Chewy, so getting closer, of course. Still Chewy in the driver's seat.
Schulman open-ended here. Bets into Lichtenberger, who's flop top pair. We might see some blood getting drawn here. Could be a well-disguised straight for Schulman, but the turn does not deliver. Lichtenberger still out in front. River pairs the board with the 8. Schulman whiffs on the straight draw. Terrific spot here for Lichtenberger.
$750.
750.
1.1 million in the middle, and Lichtenberger goes for 750. Feels like that was the first hand Lichtenberger won in some time, putting a stop to the emergence of Schulman here. Still, of course, holding on to his chip lead, 6.4 million to 4.1 million. Thanks, by the way, to everyone tuned in right now. I see you all in the chat. Thanks for chiming in, giving us your thoughts, sharing some hot takes perhaps on the play.
400.
While you're at it, please hit that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are live every day this week, Tuesday through Saturday, 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern. Final tables of the PGT Kickoff series. Lichtenberger 10 deuce comes in for the raise to 400K, and Schulman comes along and makes the call. Ace 9-3 rainbow on board here.
$250.
Get the job done.
Do you mind if I run to the bathroom for a... No, go for it. Quick one. Yeah.
Looks like Schulman's stepping out real quick. Very quick break here. We'll be back in just a few seconds. Don't go anywhere. Heads up, we'll continue right after these messages.
Poker, a game of infinite complexity. How simple can we make it? Every hand I play is a teacher, each emotion a guide. Our experience and technological innovation will help you unlock your game's potential. Octopi Poker. Pursue mastery.
Want to play online poker for free? With PokerGO, you get the thrill of authentic poker anytime, anywhere. From quick casual games to action-packed tournaments, PokerGO lets you compete against real players around the globe, all for free. No bots, no gimmicks, just pure poker fun. Hone your skills and enjoy the poker experience you love. Explore PokerGO on web, iOS, and Android. Deal yourself in now.
As promised, a really quick break here as we go back to the action. $7 million for Lichtenberger, $3.5 million for Schulman. Still a 2-to-1 situation here in favor of the man who goes by Lucky Chewy. Chewy started this final table as chip leader. He handed it off
pause whenever, basically.
Briefly to both Nick Schulman and Matthew McEwan, but quickly fought back, retook the lead, and now is hoping to close this thing out and get his first win of the year on the books and take a fairly decent-sized step towards
they really do.
qualification for the PGT Championship.
All in.
All in.
And Chewy shoving with the threes. Schulman not coming along with 7-6. Jack 3 off for Lichtenberger.
400.
The standard recipe is to get involved, but instead he cranks it up.
Check.
Ten, 7, 5, 2 diamonds. Schulman catches a small part of this.
Maybe he's got that 9 of diamonds in there along with those pair of 5s, so probably enough to continue here to some degree.
10 seconds.
Schulman is going to make the call. Interesting situation developing here. 2 million already in the middle. Schulman has basically a pot bet left behind. King of clubs on the turn. What are we looking at here, Donnie? Can Lichtenberger continue to pressure here?
He could, yeah. I think this card could be a favorable one in his eyes. He doesn't pick up any sort of additional equity here. There's not another diamond. Doesn't give him a straight draw, so he still just has that naked jack high, which he's bluffing the flop. He might just continue here on this type of card. Again, he did raise pre-flop on this hand. I know there's been a lot of limping, but this is obviously a very tough spot now for Schulman because sizable bet in relation to what he's got left.
Wow, and he does let it go, understandably so. What do you think gave Lichtenberger the confidence there to continue and sort of being on thin ice there?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a board texture type of thing. You know, the king is probably going to favor him more so than it favors Nick in that spot. Also the fact that, you know, he didn't improve in terms of equity on the turn, so he's just going to continue with that bluff. Had the turn come a diamond, had it come, let's say, an 8, even a 9, you know, giving him that, like a gutter ball, for example, maybe he elects to take a check back approach. If it comes a 3, you know, maybe he just checks back with that pair then.
All in.
And Schulman jams Jack 7 offsuit. Lichtenberger with the snap call.
How could I not? My friend, you already.
Yeah.
If you take down your favorite hand, it's just your tournament.
Yeah.
And the legend of this hand will grow for you as well.
I was talking about that this past summer with Rocco, and then moments later, Isildur on the bubble of the 10K 6 max. I think 5 bet all in with it and cracked aces.
Oh my God.
Clean flop, Jack 7.
All right, Nick Schulman's tournament life on the line as 10-4-3 rolls off the deck. The legend of the Jack 7.
Turn 8, River Queen.
Not in full effect just yet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lichtenberger,
he just straight up went for
2
it.
cards away from winning, and the king on the turn will seal the deal. Nick Schulman eliminated in second place.
Thank you.
A hug post-event. We don't get to see that all that often. These guys, good friends, of course. As Schulman collects $75,600, and Andrew Lichtenberger goes home with $117,600. The gold trophy and a backpack full of points, if I may say so myself. Lichtenberger well on his way to qualify for the 2025 PGT Championship as we take one final look at the results today. We lost Seidel in 7th before Patrick Leonard departed. Daniel Beres brought some color to the table. Then we lost John Riordan, Matthew McEwan, and you just were witness to the heads-up battle between 2 poker legends as we pan into the main room. We see Maria Konnikova at the bottom of your screen. We see Jared Jaffe in the house, and plenty more top pros fighting for a spot at tomorrow's final table. Action will kick off on PokerGO.com at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Event number 2 is also a 5K no limit. Follow the live reporting right now on PGT.com. And on your way out the door, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course turn on notifications because we are live daily from the PokerGO Studio. My name is Remko Rinkema. Donnie Peters was alongside me to call the action. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for more PGT Kickoff action.